1 2 chuffy chuffy 1 2 1 2 chuffy chuffy 1 2 1 2 chuffy chuffy 1 2. Let's see if I can hear that. 1 2 chuffy chuffy 1 2. Let's see. Yeah, music's reasonably loud, isn't it? Stardew Valley music. Not. It says on stream that I'm streaming Moonlighter. We're going to play Moonlighter. I'll tell you a little bit. About what was happening yesterday. I'll tell you. I won't go on too long. We're on. Oh wait. We need this. We need a bit of this. You've had that now. No, you've had that. Let's get you popped out. There you are. Pop you out. Put you up there. Let's shuffle you around a bit. New to stream today is we've got this. God, I've got too many windows. It's got too many windows. Where's the thing? Hang on a minute. Got one of these, look. Got one of these. We haven't got that donation properly sorted yet. You can do your twitchy things, but I need a coffee. We're working on it. We've got those. They exist on stream. They're new. It's good, isn't it? So there we go. That's running in the background there. That's running. Where's the music gone? Why Stardew Valley stopped with the music? What we're doing today is, yesterday we played, I never remember the name, Moonlighter. We played Moonlighter. I was talking about Moonlighter a lot. Moonlighter was kind of fun. And it's like an impromptu review. I did some talking about why I liked it. I compared it to Stardew Valley a little bit. And I was drawing comparisons and talking about it. So I thought I was going to edit that into a little video. So I need some Stardew Valley B-roll. Now, you'll be able to see there on screen, look. I've got two files. Ganji Kid was my first file. I made that file. It doesn't tell you when I made it, but I made it way before streaming. I was called Ganji Kid before I did this, you know. So that's Ruby Vale Farm. A long time ago. Put 40 hours into it. Left it and then came back to it. And I was like, I can't even begin to start thinking about what I'm doing. So I started a new one. 100 hours. Chet Rhines Farm. Chet Rhines. Bogarth. That's me. That's the second. Because Ganji Kid's so Bogarth. Little green Bogarth running Chet Rhines Farm. So we're going to have a look at Bogarth's farm. Chet Rhines Farm. I need the B-roll. What I need the B-roll of, if you can remember this to remind me. I talked about the difference in the games. I talked about how the end game, the options for end game. I need to go to that community centre and have a look at that. I need to have a little look at the mines. We need to have a little look down the mines. And I need to talk to a person in the town and show some fishing. I'll obviously do a little bit around my farm as well. But the thing is, when you load up this game, this is part of the big review. Just saying it now. When you load up Stardew Valley, you're straight into a day. And you immediately have to start doing the things that day requires. So I'm not going to do a proper day's farming. I'm not even going to save it, hopefully, because I don't want to ruin my game that I'm never going to come back to. But you'll see. So let's have a look at this different sort of game loop. Chet Rhines Farm. On the Nintendo Switch. Doggy cam there. There's no animal in the bed. So. But if we get an animal, you'll see it on the doggy cam there. Moving everything around now instead of concentrating on Chet Rhines Farm, which is not what I'm supposed to. Right, let's get on to this. Look. So you get up in the morning. I've already got something in my hand from yesterday. Don't even know what that is. Can't remember because I haven't played this game for a long time. Let's just pop that in the chest. Oh no, I don't have to pop it in the chest, do I? I can just change what I'm holding. Look. There we go. So that's our scythe. Look at my lovely stuff in my house, look. Got all this stuff, been RPGing it. Got my little chests full of interesting things. Look at that. Nice things. Nice things in the old house. Look, children's bedroom if I ever wanted to get married and have kids. Skellington. Can't remember how that arrived. Scaryman. A bear. It's nice, isn't it, though? It's nice. If I could remember what was going on. Oh, I do remember part of your routine. Look, down here in my cellar, all these barrels are maturing goods. There's some goods, look. There's some goods. That's ready. So I should take that. Yeah, and now I should replace what's in the barrel with something else that needs to be fermented. And I haven't got anything in my inventory for that, so that's a mistake. So it's all about efficiency. I should have that already. I shouldn't leave a barrel, and I'm not going to save this one, so it doesn't matter. But I shouldn't leave a barrel undone. Come out to the farm, look. Look at all this stuff. The sprinklers automatically water it, so that's cool. More of these barrels out here. Look, you can see more stuff being ready for collections, oils and jams. That stuff, you can either save it or you can sell it. Let's pop it in here to show you that. Sell some jelly. Look, there you go. Whee! And that'll get sold overnight. I've got all these other things. Look, that one's produced me a diamond. This one's produced me a whatever that is. And I should now go around and collect everything from all these barrels. I should collect these cherries off this tree. Look. I should be collecting everything. Going around my little farm. It's nice to show it you, isn't it? Nice to show it you. Tapping some trees there. Planted some other trees here. Nice little farm. We need to do some fishing, don't we? That's something I need to show for the B-roll. Let's do a little bit of fishing. Show you that. See, I can't even remember how to do it. Chuffers. There you go, look. Chuck my little fishing rod in. Takes a bit of time. There we go, look. Oh, caught some driftwood. So that's not ideal. But here we've got some lobster pots. They're not vegan. Actually, I should do a vegan run. Shouldn't I? I should do a vegan run. But these are lobster pots and they're collecting all their stuff. And that's some rubbish. And you can turn that rubbish into other stuff. And here's my fishy pools. And look, there's some fish eggs. This one's red because it's got eels in. Isn't it nice? All tapping these trees. More. This is an orchard that I've planted. There's some cherries. More cherries this time of year. These are my fields. And look, oh, who's out in the fields? Look, oh, there's some animals and they're eating the grasses. And I manage which grasses are available to them by closing these gates. And then it's not vegan, but animal husbandry provides you with goods, and there's more goods in the barn. Close it and open it so they can get in and out. Let's go in the barn. Look, this is where they lay eggs and things. So the routine is ever expanding. When you wake up, you go around this little farm and you do all your little routine things. Make sure everyone's happy. I've even got a glass house now. This was something that we had put in. Look at this, even more, all year round, growing the exotic crops. Look, this one's ready. Cranberries. And after something's been picked, you reseed it. There's a gap there, I need to plant something there. Could put some seeds in there. Ever expanding. This is. Over here we've got a little secret part of the end game. See these candles? These candles. If all the candles are lit at the end of a certain time in the game after like several seasons, then you get a visit from your spirit grandfather. Got that done, look. That's achieved. Put the hours in. I can also pop in here every morning because this provides mushrooms and other things every morning. So you go through all this routine. It's quite a routine, isn't it? Who's this over here? Is that a little statue? Got a cat there, look. There's a little cat. Big routine. You've got to do all this. You've got to look. There's more barrels. I've got to take the milk and mayonnaise and exchange it for other things, and you can take things out of here and put them in there, and all that business. All that business. That's the farm. I've got to show you my impressive array of scarecrow. Scarecrow. It's like the plural of scarecrow, isn't it? Scarecrow. Scarecrows. In the middle of the old field there. So RPGs, like, it's a long-term RPG though. This has taken 100 hours. Let's just pop into the old town. The familiar route. You can go and forage for things up here. You can take that bus out to the desert. I've unlocked that now. More endgame content. Welcome to the town. I don't know if you're familiar with Stardew Valley in the town, so here it is. That's the mayor. Hello. I hope things are going well on Chet Ryan's farm. I'd hate to see it all dried up. Look, he knows my name and my farm. So, this is Pierre's. This is the shop. Help wanted. Can you give me some of this stuff? Oh, I could mess around if I wanted to. These are the people. Evelyn. She's talking about George on his television. This is the Star Drop Saloon. It's not busy today because it's the middle of the day. You can forge relationships with these people. You can give them gifts. What have I got? I've got some cherry jam. Let's give someone some cherry jam. Let's go and find someone to give some. Well, let's just give it to this woman here. It doesn't matter who it is, does it? Let's just give it to this woman. It looks wonderful. That's very kind of you. Look, she's happy about that. She's had some cherry jam now. And you forge these relationships. You can, I think you can date people and get married. It's not something I've exploited in the game. Show you a bit more fishing. Look, there's some more of my lobster pots. Let's go down to the beach and do a little bit of fishing. Hello, no. I don't want to become famous by buying followers, no. No. I don't know how to remove it, though, so... Mod. Timeout. Let's put timeout. I don't want to put ban. It's a bit heavy. Just put timeout for you. So... This is the beach. Look, there are my lobster pots. It's quite pleasant to be in Stardew Valley and to, once you've run your little morning routine, to choose which activity you want to do. You can either do the beach or you can do the, just do a little bit more fishing because I need it for B-roll. You can do the fishing or you can go to the mines. We're going to see that for B-roll. I need to actually catch a fish, please. Let's see if we can catch a little fish. There's Robin up there. She's hanging out. Oh, there we go. Look, little mini game. I've forgotten exactly how to do it. Need to keep the fish in the. Get it. There you go. Whee! Throw that back because it's sad that I've torn it from its natural habitat. Herring. So there's fish, and you can sell them in the fishman's hut. It's all go around here. There's more to it. There's seasonal fates and fairs, and there's longer term objectives. Let's go and show you a longer term objective, which is the community centre, the heart of the community, located to the north of the community. That's Pierre's. Pierre's is at the heart of located at the heart of the community centre is just up and behind, like the hat of the community. It's up here. That you can pick that flower over there if you want. You can go foraging. There's the mayor again. I wonder if he'll let me have a go on his socks. This is Pelican Tap. Now, I've improved this place for the good folk of the town. Look at it. It's lovely. Look at all those stars. Look at all those stars. That's my achievement. Opened all this up. And each time I had to do these little collection task bundles. Opened up every part of the facility. Collected up these collectibles over time, grew some special crops, fished some special fish. Did that. It's nice, isn't it? So this is like the end game, having this done. But that's not the end game, is it? Because once you've got that done, it's done. But is that a big safe up there? Big safe, isn't it? It's not done though, is it? It's not done. You can infinitely keep farming, keep improving your relationships with these people, changing your farm, you know, having a little bit of a different set of goods on offer, making different artisan goods. It goes on for a long time, but there's another aspect to this. You remember that bus that we saw earlier? You can get that bus out to the desert, and there's a slightly extra zone, which is quite similar to this zone I'm going to take you to now. There's Linus. He lives out in the desert. Not in the desert, in the woods. And I give him food, and he likes that. I should have mentioned we'll go and look at the supermarket in a little bit. So this is the mine, look. This is the mine. I've got like a mine cart and a little lift. Look at all these levels in the mine. Oh, you can go down all these levels. Oh. And then down here, you need one of these. Oh, look, watch. Blow everything up. I'll have all that. That's mine. And you just... This is your dungeon run. This is your dungeon run. Once you've got the explosive catapult, things are a little bit easier for you on the old dungeon run. And you find these little... steps. Pop down the steps. There we are. Uh-oh, baddies. Well, have that, you chuffers. Oh no, they're hurting me. Okay. I'm just going to go back up the steps. But you get it. That's the dungeon. I've forgotten how to kick ass in the dungeon. Hang on, I've got a sword. There you are. Look. Oh, I should have used that. Right. I can't eat anything, can I? I can eat that food there. I don't need to because I'm not saving the game. Right. It's now night time, isn't it? Oh, night time. Let's go and show the supermarket before we jaff it in. If you don't get home in time, it's bad, and you fall asleep, and you automatically get put at home, and it might save it for you. So I don't want that to happen. This is some rocky area that you can get more stuff. That's not where I wanted to go. Look at the pace. Look at the pace that you walk around at. Quite often in Stardew Valley... Oh, I've gone the wrong way. Quite often in Stardew Valley, it's about time management. At this stage, you're thinking, it's getting late. I need to make sure I get back to the farm and get to bed. Got to make sure I do that. Otherwise, there'll be issues. Oh, there's a carrot I can put up there. Inventory full. Quite often, you're rushing back home. And then what happens is... This is somebody else's house. I'll just rush back home. But what I won't do that, actually, because I don't want to... I'll show you that we can rush back home. But I don't want to actually save the game. Just going to take us down here. And we're back in the farm. Oh, isn't that nice? Look, my farm with all my good stuff. It's quite nice night time. Let's go home and go to bed. Hey, that's the done thing at nights. Get in there, in your little bed, and you save it. But we're not going to say, oh God, how'd you do this? Right. You go to exit game. Exit's the title. So you save it. You go nights and you save it. Then you load it back. Like, imagine we hadn't done this bit, because I don't want to ruin my saved game. But next day appears. It says saving. It says, oh, you sold this. You got that. Saving. And you think, oh, that's a good time to put it down. I'll just, oh no, wait, look, I've woken up. It's not a good time to put down the controller anymore. It's day 2. It's the next day. Oh, I've got all this stuff to do outside. I'll just pop outside, and I'll just have a look at my, I should be going to bed. In real life, this is what you'd start thinking. It's about time to stop playing the game. But I'll just go out here and I'll just pick this thing up, and then I need to change that. I'll just do one more day. I'll just do one more day. So the game loop of when you go to bed, it saves it. You should just turn it off, but you wait for the next day to make sure it's saved, and then it's like, oh, I'll just do this. The itch is there, so you just want to carry on. So it's got a funny game loop like that. It doesn't really want to let you go. You don't really want to let it go. It's just one more day, just 5 more minutes, just one more day. And because you're incrementally gaining in very small increments, because you're gaining in very small increments, little advances, new things are growing, new things are coming out of your little casks. Because you're gaining in small steps, you think, oh, I'll just take a few more small steps today. Nothing's ever finished. Always just a few more small steps. Let's get over here. That's not the chuffing supermarket, mate. That's the ironmongers, or no, this is another part of it, isn't it? It's locked. Well, I'm here 10 minutes early. You'd let me in. I'm responsible for what you're about to see. This is the library, and at the library they've also got a little museum, and I am responsible for contributing absolutely every exhibit to the museum. Everything they have in there, I've contributed. Are they open? They're open now. Here we are. There's the town sheriff. All those books there that you can see, they've all come through me. This has come out of my own personal collection. They haven't given me any cash for this. You get little rewards. This is like a collectionists of Wales Wales Emporium, isn't it? These are all the things, look. And I've been collecting these and earning these and mining these and donating them to the library. So there's an end game. You can keep, you know, you can fill the collection out. It's quite expansive. So there are hours and hours of little incremental things you can do. But I wanted to show you the chuffing. You see, I don't know where the supermarket is because I didn't frequent it. One option in Stardew Valley. Oh look, they're out of. Oh. One option in Stardew Valley is instead of supporting the community centre, you could support the Joja Mart. So it gives you a sort of ethical dilemma. Do you go with the cheaper prices and ruination of the town provided by the modernisation of Joja Mart? Or do you stick with the nice, healthy community centre? You know, that warm, cosy community centre, just stick with that. So we obviously stuck with the community centre and put these people out of business. But then you do feel a little bit bad because, look, it's going out of business. I feel that this could have been made more of in Endgame. Instead of simply being closed, maybe we could turn it into something nice. Maybe there is that option in future updates that I'm not aware of. So this is Stardew Valley. I wanted to show you the mines. I've done that. I wanted to show you some fishing. I've done that. It's all a bit herky-jerky, isn't it, on stream? Is there anything about here that I wanted to show you more? Talk to the people. Hey, Emily. See, look, she's got an interesting thing to say. She's interested in fashion. Should we give her a prezi? What should we give her? Look, caviar, look. Caviar, how about that? Have some caviar. Thanks, she says, thanks. But if we look in our menus at social, you can see here that people have got different hearts next to their name. And the more hearts means the happier they are with you. I've given them more presents, stuff like that. And at the end, oh look, there's a green cross there. I've given her something she doesn't like. She didn't like that green cross. At the end there's a big present, and you can get a, you know, there's another end game aspect to it. A lot of variety, quite a lot of grind, but a different sort of present from each story of each person. There's also the wizard. I should go over to the wizard's house and show you that. I remember what I was saying yesterday. It was about turning over rocks. And when you're a kid, you get a rock and you turn it over. And underneath there's all like interesting things, like little insects. It's like another layer, isn't it? It's not just a rock. Underneath it there's like this other layer. In Stardew Valley there are lots of rocks to turn over. Lots of little stories to tell. Lots of extra little things. There's the fishing. There's the community events. There's the community... what do you call it? Community centre. There's the mines. Each layer of the mines is a little bit more interesting. You can upgrade your catapult. You're turning over the rock. You're finding, oh, there's the mine. You turn over the rock, and underneath it, there's these layers. There's these critters running around for you to do. You know, literally in the mines. But that's what Stardew Valley appears to be, in my opinion, good for. Oh, I can't go over there because it's only for community events. Where's the chuffing wizard? Little Mouse's house down here. Look, hat shop. Little Mouse hats. Sells little hats. It's good, isn't it? Lucky bow made of gold. I'm dressed as a knight. Thanks very much. Have you seen the wizard about, mate? Chuff. I've got to get there to this wizard for the B-roll now, ain't I? Ugh. So you turn over a rock. What's this thing up here? You know, it takes you a day to get there. So turn over this rock. What's this thing up here? And you discover something. The wizard. And then you've got another layer of, like, thing to do. The wizard's things. Can't remember. Oh, he thinks they're afraid of him, look. Ah. You know, let's befriend the wizard. Let's give him some jam. He's happy with that. And I think you can throw things into here. I don't know. But there's another layer. There is actually backstory with this wizard. That he's the father of one of the other characters in town. And it gives this almost adult, if you can see it, layer of social stories, themes. You know, whose parents who had a little affair, you know, back in the day. And interesting ideas. So you turn over a rock and you find something more. So that's good for Stardew Valley. Don't know what I'm doing now. don't reclaim the duck egg. That's good about Stardew Valley. That's a good thing. I think the game that we were talking about is called Moonlighter. I think Moonlighter has fewer of those things and could have more interesting depth if they added more of this to the town area, and that would be really good for it. It's like Moonlighter 2 could be take a few elements from Stardew Valley that are really good, not the bit where you wake up and have to start the next day immediately. Take a few elements of this and they could really like Moonlighter 2 could really rock out. I've got a little scythe. I've also got an axlet and I can chop down trees. It's quite satisfying. If you're into that sort of thing. Not that one, obviously. There you go, look. Got some wood in that. There you go. So dungeon running is not at the core. Farming is at the core. Farming and foraging. But they've added in a little bit of extra depth in the mine, which is essentially a dungeon. And in the layering of... Oh look. Mystic Shop's open. There's a little bit of extra depth in the crafting of artisan goods. So let me just show you this as well. Whilst it's great that we harvest honey, it's not great, it's not vegan. Shouldn't do that one. Let's go and talk about something else. Something that's vegan. You can see here in my artisan barrels selection that if I harvest something from the trees, like those cherries, I can pop it into these barrels and turn it into cherry jam. Cherry jam. So there's a second layer of crafting of... There's a bit more depth to the crafting system. And that's quite cool. It's like level 2, isn't it? It's like leveling up. So Stardew Valley is about spending time in your happy world, ever increasing your list of tasks. Maybe doing some fishing one season and some dungeon running the next. And eventually, as a completionist, filling in all the little boxes, doing all the little things. Maybe even getting a wife and settling down. It doesn't ever seem to end. That's Stardew Valley. We needed the B-roll. I think we got it. I can always come back to Stardew Valley and get more B-roll if I think we need it. So let's bin that off. How'd you bin it off? There you go, like that. Moonlighter. Close. We'll have a bit of that. Moonlighter. Thank you very much. And I basically got the footage that I need of Moonlighter because we played it yesterday while I was talking about it. But we can play a little bit more. I think we need to see a dungeon boss. I mean, I haven't beaten the first dungeon yet, but I think we need to see a you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Just going to turn off my little face for a minute, just doing a speed check. Oh, press any button. Just going to type in my own chat. Hang on, where's my face? There's my face. Just going to type in my own chat. Because the loading screen could be a bit more jazzy. Right, so here we are in our little shop again. Let's see what's going on. I am not carrying much. I'm only carrying one little thing. I don't remember what happened. I played it. I might have got killed last time. Don't remember. Yeah, I've upgraded the shop since you last saw it, haven't I? So I've been playing it. 8k. That's not a bad little financial target. Not that bad little financial thing I've got. I think we're ready to just go straight into the dungeon, aren't we? I've got... Yeah, I'm ready to dungeon it. Because this game's more about the dungeons, isn't it? It's like a bit like they definitely put a little nod to Zelda in the game when you. I'll have to do the. In fact, I'll tell you what, we'll do that now. Main menu. Yes. We'll do a quick new game. Or not there because I'll get confused. Do it there where I don't get confused. New game. Doesn't matter. I want to show you the introduction. Could do with a jazzier loading screen, couldn't it? Among the stars of the night, there is a land as old as imagination. A tale as old as time. One night, mazes full of extraordinary treasures and deadly creatures appeared in this land. They called them the dungeons, strange, ever-changing ruins of unknown lands. Soon, a village of the slightly curious took root near the dungeons. This they named Rhinoka. Right. Among the settlers, two groups shine brightest, heroes and merchants, glory and riches. But the dungeons proved too dangerous. They were soon closed, as many lives were lost in their depths. Life became hard for the town, especially for the young owner of the oldest shop, Will of Moonlighter. Long dreaming of opening the mysterious fifth door of the dungeons. Ugh. Tie my headband there. Continue that. And we're loading. It does a bit of loading because it's the Nintendo Switch, I think. But I think they could have put a jazzier loading screen on. I think we could have had slightly more jazzy. I never understand it, actually, loading screens. Never understand why they don't make them a bit more jazzy. Like a Where's Wally? Do you remember Where's Wally? You'd look at that, wouldn't you? You'd look at that for a bit. And you could have something moving in it. Where I am, look. So this is a little, a very, I should concentrate and review it properly. This is an excellent introduction sequence to a game. Straight in. Here we are. And what are we doing? Well, we're running left and right. It says it up there. If I press 0, I can do that. Oh, look. Yeah, I can. I'm going to jump over that then. Fine. I'm already away. Oh, jump the big one too. Nice. 0. Simple. Uh-oh. Oh, I can 0 past it. That's what it says at the top. So that's what I'll do. Nice. There we go. Uh-oh. 0. Getting used to this. Oh, I died. How did I die? Because I'm a chuffing idiot. Died on the... I'll edit that out. You won't see that in the final cut. Zura. Oh, I'm getting used to this. There we go. Ooh. Hello. Ah. Oh, hello. I've got a little broom, look. Chuff and get these. Oh, hello, you. Don't like the look of them. They can have it. Oh, I can Zura. Remember that? Have a bit of that. You chuffers. And Zula. If I wanted to Zula. Can't do nothing. But it's my power up my heart potions. But I don't need to because I'm so badass I didn't get hurt. There's another room. There's another little chuffer. You're getting broomed up. You. Oh, look. Boxes. Little boxes. And all filled with ticky-tacky. Nice introduction, isn't it? You see your inventory here. You get used to that system. It's really straightforward. They don't have to tell you what it is. You're like, little boxes. Move that stuff into my boxes. I'll have that. Mine. Another little boxes there. But they did at the top. They told you how to do it in case you were getting confused. I'll have that. That's nice. Don't know what it is. And I'll have that. But it says it at the bottom what it is. Broken sword. So could have read it. Let's go. Oh, hello. More chuffers. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is bad. Isn't it? This is bad. These chuffers, they're not even... I can't even kill them. Can't even kill them. I can Zilla. Now there's even more chuffers. This is looking really bad. I can't get out of this room. Uh-oh. It's like Chuffer Central, isn't it? It's like, oh, I'm dead. And that's a learning process. It's supposed to happen. You get dumped out. Look, it's a brilliant introduction to a game. You've been introduced to all the core mechanics. You've been able to explore and use them. You got put in a situation that was actually slightly beyond you. And at first, you might say that's a bad introduction. But no. It's shown you how difficult it could make it and what you're going to have to build up to get past. It's given you a little flash of the future, hasn't it? And then look, we're still in the game. We've learned the stuff. Zenon's going to tell us a little bit now. All alone. Rest for a bit. Could have a jazzier loading screen. Could put a bit more jazz into that. Like a Where's Wally. Could do a Where's Wally. Now this is something that I love about this game. Even as a mere child, barely able to walk, you were curious of the dungeons. Look at these maps. There's no doubt you carry the same obsession as old Pete. Morning, boy. Did our little merchant bite off more than he could manage? Will, listen to me. The hard truth is this. You're the last of your family, the only one left to run Moonlighter. You can't keep pushing yourself like this. Risking your life on the fifth door nonsense is foolish. Just leave it. Find some artifacts, then use your pendant to get out of the dungeon. It's teaching you a little bit, isn't it? This is what I love. This is coming up. It's coming up. Careful, careful. It's coming up. And for Crater's sake, stop using that broom of yours, you daft boy. And for Crater's sake, stop using that broom of yours, you daft boy. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Oh, it gives me goosebumps. Second time I've seen it in this game. Give me goosebumps this time. Mainly because I'm saying it. It's beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it beautiful? Does it make a little tear? Does it bring a little tear to your eye, that? Super Nintendo. Do you know what that says? Do you know what that says? That says, we played Zelda when we were little. We love the same things as you love. We feel that, you know, that connection, that vibe. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. It's something... I mean, it means, I'll tell you what, it means something extra emotional to me a little bit because I bought my sister a Switch for Christmas a couple of years ago, and that's what I wrote on the little card. Like it said, before you open it, it's dangerous to go alone, take this. And then it was a Nintendo Switch, yeah. Because like when we were little, we played on a Super Nintendo. We didn't have a lot of time on Zelda. It wasn't a huge, when I was little, but of course Ocarina of Time was a huge part of our lives. And Breath of the Wild was a refreshing, I wanted to say Link to the Past, but you know, I've always had this connection with Nintendo and with Zelda. It's been a part of our lives, but I don't know if they intended it. Like, they wrote it about the sword, the original line. It was translated from Japanese about, you know, it gives him the sword to go on his quest. But what Nintendo gave us as children was, I'm going to try and do this without crying, was like an access to a happy place. And so is it Satori? I'm not very good with names, especially names from other cultures that I'm not familiar with. I'm just going to have to... oh, not that. Let's have that. That can go back to being alert box widget, and over here we can look up Zelda Garden quote. Shigeru Miyamoto. It's Miyamoto, isn't it? Shigeru Miyamoto. I don't know why, but it's making me feel really emotional. But he's dead, I think, and he's in the game, isn't he, up the mountain? It says that he said he's always tried to make players feel like they're in a kind of miniature garden. And his challenge is to make people feel comfortable. And that's a nice thought, isn't it? It's a nice thought. But I didn't realise this. You know, we talk about this depth of the art and the games. And some games weren't like, you know, when I was playing like there's so many titles, aren't there? But when I was playing Elite, it wasn't designed to make me feel comfortable. When I was playing Asteroids before I played on a NES, when I was playing on an Atari 2600, that wasn't designed to make me feel comfortable. It was just like, let's try and piece together a game. Like, this extra layer of thinking was there in the early days for Shigeru Miyamoto, the people that made the NES games, the Zeldas, the things that we connected to as children. That you know, you can't tell people why or how when you're a child. You don't really know, but they've designed it to be like a kind of miniature garden to make you feel comfortable. So this concept of it's dangerous to go. God damn, I've got to be able to talk and not cry. That's all I've got to do. It's not like a big thing. It's not a big thing. But, you know, mate, I didn't know I was going to be doing this now, did I, on stream? I didn't know I was going to be getting like this. Got to pull myself together. If you are a gamer, you'll understand what I'm talking about, though, I'm sure. I mean, I've got to vocalise things. I've got to be able to say them, haven't I? I think sometimes, not for everyone, but when you're a kid, life can be hard. The reason that's making me feel emotional is because I don't think that should be factual. I don't think that should be the truth of people's childhood. But, you know, it was the truth of mine. Like, emotionally difficult. So for someone to be giving you this gift, like they gave Link the Master Sword, didn't they? I'm falling to pieces. They gave Link the Master Sword, but what they actually gave us as children was this gift of achievement, of solace, of companionship. How am I going to edit this into a review of a game? How am I going to edit this into a review of a game, man? I don't know where it's all really coming from. I kind of do. I'm referring to, you know, childhood memories of delight and despair. And so it's making me feel emotional. And then I connected it, like I said, when I gave my sister the gift of the Switch. The quote I used was that on the little card, because, you know, it's more than here's some fun, isn't it? It's more than that. It's dangerous. Take this. So they put that in this game. Now what are you going to do? Now you're going to just rest of the stream or just crying, yeah? They put that in this game, right? And it's beautiful. So beautiful, it's just moved me, hasn't it? It's just moved me. And it's the second time I've seen it in the game. I've already played through the introduction once, but I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you for the edit. I won't cut out me crying. I'll keep that in. You know, it's just the reality of feelings. Beautiful, difficult, you know, but feelings. So that's cool. Feel them, allow them to pass. Nothing's forever, is it? But it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. They've written that in here, and what it means is that this game is inspired by, like, even the little hundreds. It looks a little bit Zelda-esque, doesn't it? The little rupee font. The concept. Look, he's an old fellow with a stick and a green tunic. Zenon, Link. You know, there's a link here, isn't it? It's artistically written in as if to say, this old man, you know, the old game, the thing that we loved. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing this. It's like a thank you, isn't it? It's like a thank you. It's not, I don't know if it's an Easter egg even. It's overtly in your face in the introduction. It's something that binds us, isn't it? You know, we've all been through the trials, haven't we? We've all been through the dungeons. We've all defeated Ganon. I don't know, you know, whatever. It's there. It's in the game. For me, it's massive. I'm just getting over it now for this second time. For me, it's massive. And to put that in, I'm trying to maintain my little review, but to put that in at the start of this game, like I said, to overtly state it by the writers, by the creators of the game, to say, look, the godfather, the Zenon of this game is Link and Zelda. It fills you with I'll tell you some things. They set a high bar. You know, that was one of the most enjoyable experiences of my childhood. So they set a high bar. Playing it on the Game Boy in the back of the car when either my parents have been arguing or there's only one parent. They've set a high bar, haven't they? But they do a really good job of hitting that mark. I got to do a review. They do a really good job of hitting that mark. They do a really good job of it. I want to say this as well. It gives you a template of concept, dungeon running, exploration. In this game, we're not going to be open world exploring. It's more about the dungeons in Link World, in Zelda. Wait, I do need to wipe the drip from my nose. Just 1 second. That's better, isn't it? Go to the toilet and blow your nose. Alright, chuffers. Sorted. Pick up your train of thought. Oh, come on. Yeah, in it's a common occurrence in Zelda games that. Just going to turn off my Zelda quote and get my face on and just check that I can be heard and just check. Just going to turn off. Okay, I'm here. I'm cool. I'm in the real world. I'm in the zone. Okay. In previous Zelda games, shopkeeping is a common theme, but you visit the shops, you don't keep them. So they've given a little spin, haven't they? You're an adventurer merchant, more merchant than adventurer. We're going to focus on these roguelike, I keep forgetting that word. We focus on the roguelike dungeoneering and the upkeep of the shop. It's a little mini Zelda-esque experience. Very well crafted. He's going to teach me some tricks. He says he's going to teach me some tricks he picked up from my grandfather many years ago. Here we are. Whee! He teaches you about shopkeeping now. We don't need to see that bit. We don't need to see that bit, old man. We don't need to see that. Main menu. Oh, you can't. Okay. Main menu. No. Alright. Chuff off. Nope. Okay, we will see this. Because like, there's no way of me not seeing it, so... Oh, there is a way, hang on. Have that. You got closed. You got closed, Moonlighter, with your wonderful introduction to the game. I'm not going to linger over the introduction to shopkeeping. It's quite, as you saw, it's a nice little straightforward intro. It teaches you the right things at the right pace. It's well done. It's well done. Pulling myself together now. Got all emotional. There's my big face. Got all emotional, didn't I? Got emotional. Oh, you're gonna cry. Yeah, you know, sometimes I have a little cry. Sometimes things make me feel emotions, and rather than turn away from them, because I was talking about when I was younger and when I was a kid, right? I'm not going to get into it and be crying again, but I'll just tell you some stuff that when I was younger and when I was a kid, sometimes things were difficult, like I was explaining, some emotional things, and I didn't know how to necessarily deal with it. So I guess one thing that was often said to me when I was a kid was, don't bottle it up, you're bottling it up and you need to let it out, and that sort of concept of bottling it up. And it's a metaphor, isn't it? It's a physical metaphor for feelings, but I didn't feel like my feelings were being put into a bottle. I didn't really understand it. So yeah, now I'm an adult, and sometimes when things make me feel things, instead of turning away, I think of it differently than bottling up. Instead of turning away from it and turning my back on it, and therefore what tends to happen, this is, you know, you'll get this in life. It'll happen to you, other people will do it, you'll do it, everyone, this is an everyone thing, is that sometimes instead of facing not just the feelings but the person, the thing, the situation that is causing the feelings, you feel to turn away from it. You don't want to face it and like I just did then, like face it directly down and like think about it and feel it, and then let it emotionally affect me, and then like maintain composure and control. If I wasn't on stream and something like that happened in that game, I might have a little more of a cry and like just let it flow out a little bit more. But I didn't think, like, you know, 5 minutes of me crying on stream was going to be appropriate. You know, I might even want to open up that box a little bit more about the pain that it's connecting to, what it made me feel. Like maybe sometimes they're appropriate to do that, maybe sometimes they're not so appropriate. I'm not an expert, like I said, I bottle things up. But facing it and turning away, it's clearly not easier, but less traumatic instinctively at the time to turn away from it. And like, by turning away from it, you can not feel it yourself. You don't have to feel it. You can mentally turn away from it. Sometimes we distract ourselves from things that aren't psychologically productive. We talk about that in Mental Health Monday, so that's a form of turning away. I get it, but like I watched a video the other day about basically two people having an interaction, and the one was upset because the other one wouldn't engage with the interaction, and essentially was like just playing the computer while they were trying to have an argument, and it was making them upset. Why won't you talk to me? You know, you can turn away from these things. I don't want to have that argument. I don't want to be involved in these feelings. They're making me feel bad. Like, not on a personal, I don't like the way you said, or I feel it. Oh, look, it's happening. It's like fire. It's hurting. I'm turning away, shutting down, bottling it up, I guess. Bottling it up. So you can physically and mentally, you know, do that deliberately, maybe sometimes. Maybe not sometimes, maybe subconsciously. But when this just brought it to me, you know, brought the thing to me, to my feelings, as an adult now, I think I'm quite happy to not turn away. I'm not happy. Yeah, happy. Happy, not happy. I'm smiling now, aren't I? So happy. Happier. Happy with it. Don't know what the right word is there. I feel it's more productive. I feel it's more constructive. I feel it's more constructive to face it down, to feel it, to let it wash over me a bit, to maintain some control if I have to. And yeah, it's good that you feel things. It's good you feel things. That's what it is, isn't it, to have a heart? Like, if you didn't, then you're missing something, aren't you? So you feel things, and that's good. That's human. That's part of, like, when you talk about, like, you know, you're not here forever, are you? And like, when you look back on your life, if you felt things, some people think it's if you got enough stuff, but I think it's about how you feel things, isn't it? That's the richness of your life. Got a bit of a sore throat now. It's not the COVID. Right. We can go back to the proper game. The proper game. Super Nintendo Switch. I do these streams where I'm on for an hour talking about I've been on for an hour. We haven't played this game yet. I do these streams. Like, if you're tuning into this because you think you're going to get Moonlighter, you're going to be disappointed. And I realised as well the other day that I treat Twitch. Maybe it's not even content to talk about how I make content. So this is me and my brain. I don't have to expose you to it. But I treat Twitch sometimes like a broadcast medium where I'm doing like a live recording, and I'm going to use this for edit. And I know that other people actually just use it to watch people playing games. That it's built up that as a critical core following, and that maybe if I just played a game more, it'd be more of the norm on here, wouldn't it? So with that said, this is what we're about to do, isn't it? Let me just turn off my face for a second. I mean, I'm not wrong though. It is okay to treat Twitch like a broadcast medium, and we are going to improve our broadcast quality to include a podcast, so more regular stuff, more interesting people. So that's not going to be bad either, is it? Back to the game. Here we are. Little old me with my little empty chest, ready to go dungeoneering. And today, we're going to go and kick a lot of ass in a dungeon. Oh look, there's all pumpkins around. I wonder if it knows it's October in real life. We can only go in this dungeon. We haven't got that one yet. Check my buttons before I get in there. Right, let's go. Saving on the way in. And also loading at the same time. So, could have a jazzier screen for that, because there's two things going on at once there. I don't know if you've noticed, but that's my running joke. I don't have to write that one in the joke book. You don't write running jokes in the joke book. Say this. It's just it exists as a joke, doesn't it? It just exists. But it is my joke, so no one else can say it. If you catch other streamers, if you watch anyone else and they say that they should have a jazzier loading screen, then you'll know that they're saying my joke. So I should put it in the book, shouldn't I, really? Because otherwise people can just rip it. Right, here we are. It's all kicking off. Oh, I'm now getting hurt because I'm inept. I'm not really inept. I just haven't played it for a little bit and then just come straight in and now things are happening. Look, I can do that. I'm good at that. Got a different pet today that kills things for me as well, so that's a bonus. And you'll notice my health is considerably higher than it was, as we've got additional armaments that upgrade our health. So we're on for a good run. We could actually get to the end of this dungeon soon, depending on how well I play it. Oh, I have that, you see. That wasn't bad, was it? But this is an easy one, this room. This is an easy one. Look. Get that. Get that. Get that. Pick that up. Whee. They just can't move. They're just chuffed. Look. I just catch them on the side like that. Nick a bit of the Ricky Hatton. There you go. Have a bit of that. Just check my bag. Filling up nicely. What you really want is your best stuff on your personage, because if you do, unfortunately, fall by the way, then you get the stuff that's still on you. You keep that. That's yours. You take that home. But the stuff that's in your bag, you lose that. Mysterious. Oh, there's no door. Back the way we chuffing came, procedurally generated. So no one's to blame for that. Right, we're having you. We're running around. Having that. You can... Oh, the chest's going. Uh-oh. I don't like that. The chest's going now. Why is the chest going? You can have a... You can get punched. Right, who's next? Just give me some nice power-ups there. Right, you're next. And you, what are you doing? Carrying that around, you chuffer. You're all done. Duffed up. You've been duffed up. I've got quite a few of those life ups now, so... See, the thing is, I could use them, but then you're going to go in a room, and if you use your life up thing... Look, watch this, you'll like this. You use your life up, so now my health's back. The next room will contain... Procedurally generated, of course. Procedurally generated. But the next room will contain a fountain that will do my life up. Why is it saying I can't... My bag's... Oh no, my bag's alright. Okay. Watch, fountain now. Oh no. Blank room. It'll read that. Oh, so I was attacked by a moving rock today. I've already read this. But that's your little story. It's lovely that they put it. I should go back and show it. It's lovely that you feel that you're following in the footsteps of other adventurers when you discover these little books. Smacked it right back. It shattered upon the ground, leaving behind a stone heart. A core, as we've come to call it. It's one of the many unique treasures that can only be found in this dungeon. Dropped by a guard unique to only this dungeon. I have to say each of these dungeons have a very particular environment. Should change the accent. A culture all of its own. A culture all of its own. I'm going a bit Manchester there, wasn't I? What do you want? How could you not be having a culture all of your own? Irish, you see. Is that cultural appropriation? No, my mum's culture's Irish, so... My granddad's from Ireland. So I can do that, can't I? I'm allowed. A culture all of its own. But I've also got, like, my other side of my family. I've got relatives that were born in India. So if I did it in an Indian accent, you'd probably think it was racist. So... But I've also got that culture in me. You might see my skin and my freckles. So I'm diverse, all in myself. So I can do all the accents. It's not racist because I am them. But mainly I do English because that's mainly the voice I talk in. Here we go. Let's go up here. Let's see, look, fountain. Told you the next room will be a fountain and that'll replenish your health. But that means the next room is a golem guard and I can duff him up and jump back in the fountain. So check this. You're not going to like that. You're not going to like that either. I don't care about you hurting me. Did you? You got served. And then back in here. Fountain. The warmth of my own wee. Healing myself. Not that the whole fountain's filled with my own wee. It's just that when you're in a warm fountain like that, you just... Could have a jazzier loading screen, couldn't it? They could do like a Where's Wally? Like a Where's Wally? Where is he? He must be in there somewhere. Pretty sure. I don't know if you know what that is. It's a book. So they used to have these pages like printed, like when you get a printout, all together combined into like one big pile of printouts with like a hardcover. And what would happen is you'd read that, and then you'd know the information. It was a bit like a YouTube video broken down into individual frames, all printed out into bits of, like we called it, paper. There's one. There's one, look, that's a book. What's that? Immediately sends the artifact home. Okay, we'll keep that book. It's a nice book. We want to have that. We'll have that. But it's clever, isn't it? Nice little mini game. This destroys one artifact curse. That's good. Destroys an artifact. So we want to remove that curse, definitely. But if we can send it home, then that'll just do the same thing. Immediately sends it home. Okay. We'll have that. And as for an artifact curse, can I not swap them over? Look, why not? Oh, it's got to go there, hasn't it? Yeah. Whoops. As for an artifact curse, we'll swap that Take that then. Put it there, you chuffer. And grab that. And we'll dispel that. And then we can stack that. A little bit of inventory puzzling, which is quite nice, isn't it? It's quite nice to have to do a little more than just pop it in the inventory. When it's full, bin it off. It's quite nice to have a little puzzle element to it. Yeah, thanks for that. Here we are again, look. Because it's procedurally generated, you get some repeat rooms, which is fine. They're just not in the same order, or what have you. It's fine, I'm not going to complain. At this point, I should be... I should be quite adept at executing these rooms, and I should be on to the later stages of this. By the time you get used to the pattern... How about... By the time you get used to the pattern of the rooms... What was I trying to say? I'm trying to say it doesn't get repetitive and boring, because by the time you get used to the pattern of the rooms, you should be able to move through them and take on the final challenge of the dungeon. But if you just want to grind them, you can do that too. Always can just pop home with your little amulet. Always got that. Oh, bit of a chuff of a room here. Let's wakey. Let's have a bit of that. You're not having me, you chuffer. Ugh, someone got me. Someone hit me. You can go that way. Ooh, no. I'm a little ninja, aren't I? A little fruit ninja. Oh, I'm getting hit now. What's going on? Oh, there's a little blue one that I couldn't see because of my colourblind. I'm not colourblind. That thing's got to go, hasn't it? When do you get your pop? When does it become vulnerable? Jeez, caught me then. I can't seem to hit it. Right, I'm just... Oh, there's a rock there. Look, maybe it can hit the rock. No, it can't. It flies over it. There, you got it. Got it. Have that, you chuffer. Gonna just fuel up on the old life support. Drink a couple of potions. Let's have a look at... I'm trying to look at me... There you go. Pop me other potions in there. That'll go there. That's nice. And it means I can take something valuable home for guarantees, which will be... I don't know what's more valuable than what, really. That's gold, so gold. We'll have them in the top slot. Thank you very much. Look at that. Why? It's like, oh, go home if you want. No, we're going to plod on. Have it. Just trough off. That red stuff slows you down. We don't want that. Not having that. Hey, you're picking up my stuff. Wait. I'm a ninja. And we'll just beat off that little slime. So I changed the little sword. Little sword and glove is very similar, so I need a different weapon to switch in and out of, really. There is a technique to this game where you go... See this punch, and then final one's a tough one, yeah? So you go punch, and then you switch your weapon, and the final one's a tough one with a different weapon. Ah. Like that little combo. But at least there's a little bit of depth to that, huh? What am I doing? I'm in a room. There's nothing here. Could do with a little bit of health up, but I'm loath to use my potions in case we find a fountain. Could always nip back home if you just want to... Oh, look, see down there? The little green. Little green down there. Little secret. Ah, nice. Nice. Could do with finding a... So this is going to take us to a different part of a different dungeon. And it's going to be a more difficult dungeon. And we're not really equipped for it. So that's okay. That's okay. But we might get our ass handed to us a little bit. So better treasure. But we might get beat up a little bit. And we want to get to the end of the green dungeon and defeat the final boss. That's what we're sort of trying to do. So we can open up the new dungeons. But now we're here. So that's that. That's that. Got to be sharp for this. Can't get my ass handed to me because I'll get sent home with nothing. Skellington. And water sprayer. I don't like the water sprayer. That one's the... Okay, that's gone. The scary man's easy, look. He's just going to throw his thing. Whoop. What do you think about this scary man? You won't like this. Oosh! You didn't like that at all. No, you're dead. Well, you were already dead, weren't you, son? And we'll have that. Artifacts become more difficult to place in the later dungeons. More curses and what have you. So now you will see our bag is getting full. So what I'm going to do is bin off the cheaper, less valuable stuff into the magic mirror. That just vanishes it, and you see we get like 1 gold piece for that. What a waste. We could have sold that for a lot more, but yeah. And I can't stack those two, even though they're the same, because this one's got a curse on it. It's a bit annoying, isn't it? So now we're in a position where extra looting is not benefiting us really, because we're throwing things away. It's one of them, isn't it? If you want to progress, you're going to have to just leave a few things. Get used to the concept. Oh, there's another one of those. I don't like them. They're my least favourite. The ball thing, that's gone. Got that. This thing, I don't know what that is. That's gone. Have that, you chuffer. Right, now we've got problems with the bag, haven't we? Look. Destroys an artifact. Is confusing. Not enough spaces. What are we going to bin off? What are we going to bin off? I suppose broken swords can go. They're broken swords. They're not my favourite thing. That choo-choo jelly, we need to keep that because that's going to be our that's going to be our health potions when we go back to town. They're quite... Water spheres are reasonably expensive, aren't they? Can I have a look in my book to see what they... No, I can't, right. I don't know what's... You know, that's got a star because it's valuable because I'm going to craft with it, but it's not actually valuable. I've got 2 lots of these. Let's bin off the ones with the curse because it's cursed. Let's have some of these. That's 2. Let's have 4. And they can go there. This can go here. And I know I've got an extra space, but we're going to run into some more loot in a minute, aren't we? So, there we go. Little brain taxing in between. Oh, there we go. Right. Ready with my punching. Ready with my jumping. Ready with this. Let's go. What have you got for me? Oh, I don't like that blue thing. You can have it. And you, get him now. Get him now. Yes. Yes, we chuffed him over completely. But they did take some of our health, didn't they? Did take some of our health. That is 1 broken sword. And that can go straight in there. We just had this problem. Didn't we? That's like the stuff we just threw away that we just got back. I'm not really tempted to use all my health potions in case we come across a fountain. Uh-oh. Giant slime. Oh, he wants a bit of it. They want a bit of it. He, she, they, it. Non-gender denominative slime. Asexual slime. There we go. Oh, there's 2 of them. Who'd have thought it? Oh, I fell off the edge. Don't do that. Definitely don't do that. That's not advisable. So that's going to divide into multiple little slimes. You watch. Oh, I just want the 1. I don't want to have loads going on. Right, that's going to go. See? No, these have got to go. You've got to go. One at a time. Look, focus. Take out the smaller mobs first here. No, because he can do that. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to get caught up in those slimy rubbish. Okay, I'm going to use a little health potion because I'm not dying to this. Now we know what we're in for. This can't hurt us. I'm too badass, look. Pop it away. Let's go. Like popping zits, mate. Like popping zits. Like popping zits, mate. Or like stepping on Skittles. It's just as easy as that, isn't it? It's easy as stepping on Skittles. Little Skittles with one eye that are moving at you, that are all the same flavour. Little... There you go. Have a bit of that. Artifact will disappear when exiting the dungeon. Well, that's useless then, isn't it? It'll disappear if you exit the dungeon. Well, that's... Like, it has no value, essentially, then, does it? Unless I throw it in the magic mirror. When it's a sword, I could use it for while I'm on this run. It's like a one run sword, isn't it? It's a nice concept. We'll bin that off because it's destroying things. We do a bit of this. Right, and then if you open up your bag, you can have a bit of that. Swap it out for that. What even was it? Let's have a look. Bone sword. Bone sword. Do you want to see it? Look at that. Having a bit of bone sword this run then. Got that from the jelly. A little bit of a bone sword from a jelly. Who'd have thought jelly would be full of bone? Do you know what though? It actually is, isn't it? That's weird. Because they make it out of gelatin, which is made from bones. Dead animal bones. That sounds horrible. I wouldn't want to eat dead animal bones. That seems weird. Who'd have thought, get the bones and eat them? Right. Where I forgot to notice where we were. Further on though. Definitely further on. Don't want to die now. Don't want to die. I think we could take this to the... You know, we could take this to the edge, couldn't we? So, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, my bone sword's no match for you and your whatever you are is no match for my bone sword. That's the idea. You golem, thine golems, bone sword. Heal thyself, bone swords. Quite like a bone sword. Artifact breaks if it receives too many hits. Oh, I've got a full box. Destroys an artifact. Destroys a curse. Artifact breaks if you receive too many hits. Immediately send something home. Okay, let's immediately send something home. The valuable book that breaks. There's 2 of them. Let's do that. Or we could send home my training short sword and that, because that's valuable. And it's mine. I'm holding it in my hands, we'll keep it. The golem volume is going there. That is going there. That is sending that home. These are the Ninja Turtles. Destroys an artifact. There's 2 steel. Let's just bin that. We've got space for one more thing, really, haven't we? Look, and that's, we don't know what it is, so it could be good, it could be rubbish. A rune tool is pretty good, but it breaks if it receives too many hits, so who knows what's going to happen. Bin that off. We've now got 5 of these and 1 of these. What does that do? Destroys an artifact curse. Okay, we can do that with this, and it gives us a stack. It's like Tetris. One stone is pretty weak, but 5 crystallized energies sound nice. So, there we go. A little bit of inventory management every single time we do a chuffing room now. Unless we just power through and just try and find the boss. No, look, we can just run through that one. Oh, we can't run through this one. It's not having it. It's not having it. We're in trouble. That's gone. It's these water sprayers I want first, because they've got that range that can really chuff with you. Right, they're gone. Now you two, you're rolling balls like you human. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I need to get them when they're... There's one. Thank you. When are you going to be confused and spinning out? I think they need to hit these things, don't they? There you go, hit one of the things. Have that, you chuffer. Oh, bone sword didn't do the... There you go, and then I'm having it. I'm having you. You're all dead now. And I'm not going to press my button until we go in the next room in case we get a... oh, look at all this stuff. How'd you ever get through the game? How'd you fill up your inventory? Destroys a curse, destroys a curse. Don't know what it is. Breaks if it receives too many hits. So that's going to... Do you know what? I'm on a run here for kicking ass. So it's all just going to go in the chuffing bin. Except for them, because there's 4 of them and I don't know what they are. That's quite common, isn't it, that stuff? And that can go in the bin. That can go in the bin. 400 for that. Wasn't that bad. That can go in the bin. Right, you've got to be a special item now for me to bother with. Stuffed all that in the bin. Don't want to press the button until my next room. Just check this room. Pressing the button then. It's not that bad a room, but it's not a... Oh, whoa, I didn't expect that. Okay, I'm glad I pressed the button. Nothing else good here, though. Which is fine. Again, not pressing the button until the next room, but I've only got 1 more health potion left. Do we want a health potion here? I don't know, man. It looks like a pretty cheeky room, doesn't it? There's no... oh, there's no... Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it! Ooh. It's hard, isn't it? That one. Nice. This will be easy now. Won't it? Come on, hit this thing, hit this thing. Oh, you cheeky. Right, now this thing, hit this thing. Chuffing, chuffing, chuffer. Oh. Oh, that's alright, look. That's a secret. Hold to use. Good and bad in equal measure. Oh no, this is problematic. Hugely problematic. Look, what am I supposed to do here? Have I got to kill all these chuffers? Right, you've gone down. Okay, that's enough. That's enough chuffers. Alright. Right, come on then, chuffers. No soft touch chuffers. Whoa. Not you, you chuffing swords, you chuffing... You're dead! Now what? Well, I can open that, okay. Hold to open. There's nothing good in it! What was that about? Now if I climb up I'm going to get served by that. What I really need is some health regeneration. I might have a crack at the final boss with no potions, but I don't want to lose all this stuff, you see. And this is what, actually, this is a really good mechanic of the game. Is that in other games, you stand to lose that stuff. But here you've got a choice. Here you've got a choice. That's quite nice. There we go, done that little room. I can't pick up any... Oh, I can pick up that. He is a ninja turtle. They don't wear no girdle. Now we're back up here with this little rolling chuffer. If we want it. We can't leave without killing him. But equally, we could just leave and go back to town. We could risk it. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to... Yeah, let's just go back to town. We did a good run there, didn't we? Look at all that stuff we killed. 97. Had a good run there. Picked up loads of cool stuff. The richer you get, I suppose, the more you don't care about the stuff, do you? What were we on? Nearly 3rd floor and then boss. Escaped with pendant. So we could do with maybe another stack of healing. Maybe what we do is we grind up our healing items, doing a few runs just for the money, where we choose not to use any healing items, grind them up, and then we go in with like a bunch of potions. I suppose that's what you do, isn't it? That's dungeon running 101, isn't it? That's raid boss run 101. It's nice, isn't it? It's a good game. It's a good game. That's the review. It's a good game. Could have done more with the loading screen. Could have made that a little bit more jazzy. See, if I turn off my face here, then it just look dull now, won't it? That's not just an image of some texture on the right-hand side by chat. That's actually a dog bed. Bed for a dog. Oh God, have I jumped the wrong cup there? It doesn't matter, it's my own cup. It's just been there a day and a half. Ugh. So here we are, it's night time. We're back at the shop. We're going to sell some goods tomorrow, so let's rack up the table with the goods. We're selling those for 700, it looks like. Let's put that up. What else are we selling? We're selling hardened steel at the moment. Might as well sell some water spheres for all I care. And the crystallized energy. That can go. Why don't we put on a little bit of ancient pot. Now we're selling ancient pot. Ancient pot might still get you stoned, but might just smell funny. I don't know, does THC degrade over time? Does it have a half-life in oxygen and atmosphere? Maybe if you left it in the sun. Ancient pot. I didn't write the game. Foundry rest. Glass lenses. Selling them. Can have a look on the Zura. Let's have a look on the Zura. They don't want them for 120. They're not happy with that. 100's about right. What have I put them on at? 200. 110. You can have that. And let's get my little face back on. And then we've got some of the stuff that we're selling. And we seem to be acquiring a lot of these foundry rests. So let's just bin off 3 of them. Fabric we no longer seem to need. Feel instinctively like hoarding it. The gold runes, they can go. Let's just check the price of those runes. It's like being a shopkeeper, isn't it? Let's just check the price of those runes, Rodney. These gold runes are good at 300. At 500, they're a little bit overpriced. 100 was underpriced. We sold them for 100 once. 320. And then, what's that place? I've only got that. 120%. Little tip jar there. We've got one of those on stream. You can always just tip me for spending my life here with you. Read. Oh, I didn't notice we got that. What's that? Read. Oh, it's my little straightforward dungeon map achievement target goal. My little chests here. What's this? More chests. What's happening? Oh, these are the chests when things get sent back. This is where they've been sent back to, look. Oh, I see. More gold runes need to go on the market. Going to be selling some of these minion designs. We're going to be flogging off a few books. We've got a stack of 10 of them, so we're keeping them. That's a 5 stack. We'll keep that. They can go. keeping some of this because I'm crafting with it. Mixing up all my items now, just all in different chests, so I don't care. That. Oh, we lost the... let's put that back on, because we lost the other thing, didn't we? Need to get myself a bow and arrow and stuff. So yeah, anyway, it's nanites. But before it's nanites, because we don't care about time in this game doesn't even... It doesn't worry if you sleep. But you need to sleep to turn it over to... next day. Or you could just go in the dungeon again, I suppose. Anyway, look. The forge is ablaze. And we are moving towards a bow. We've got all the materials. We've got the dollar. We're having a bow. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. And we also want, because I'm a bit of a... You're supposed to just pick a style and go for it, aren't you? But I'm a bit of one of them where I want to try everything and get everything. So we're going to want to do this as well at some point. And we've got the stuff now. It's quite expensive. But it's a nice big sword, isn't it? Look at that. This one, the Buster Big Sword, just does the damage. It lowers your speed but increases your damage. This one, look at that one. It moves up to doing these things that are like poison and fire. That looks cool. So I'm gonna get one of those while I've got the stuff. Yeah. Yes. Might not always use it, but I've got it now. Spent a bit of dollar. We're on the way to the next one. So we add that to the wish list. We remove that from the wish list. So now we've got different items that we're looking for. Probably won't get them till the next dungeon, but you know, it's there on the wish list. I own one of these now. What else? We're not going to do spears. Gloves we're trying to upgrade. We haven't got the stuff. A bow, we're going to be looking for this one. We don't have the stuff. Oh, I've just spent the stuff on the other thing. Oh, I could have used it. And we're looking at this. Not worried about that at the moment. Armour. Stuff we don't have. Stuff we don't have. So, yeah. Happy with that. 6k in the bank. Have we got enough to invest in anything in our shop? 8k is the next. We've done that though. We've done that. Why can't we do the next one? Oh, it's 60k. Oh, ooh. That's a lot. Little bargain bin there. 2k. Don't know why we want that. Why do we want to sell items for cheap? Why? We can just sell them for normal price in our shop. That's the whole thing. I don't know why that. Don't know why that. A bed. Nice bed. We've got that chest. More space. More space. We could go for the bed at some point, couldn't we? Let's earn some dough. Because the other option is to open up the retailer or the hawker, but we don't quite have the money. Oh, we do kind of. 5, 5, 6. We can afford that. Can't do it at night time though. Okay. We are going to open up the shop. After a good night's rest. There we go. Having a little sleepy. Morning. 26th of Jan. I don't know if the seasons and changing is going to make a difference to the game at this stage, but it's nice that it does exist as a system. Now let's just open up. Oh, before I do, I want to just... I've got this huge sword, haven't I? I want to just whop that on there. Wallop. And I'm going to pop that training short sword in my bag. And I'm also going to pop the training bow in my bag as well. In my big chest, because I don't want it to go anywhere. The bow. We can't use everything all at once. So let's just pop them in there. Going to be using that to make some potions. We might as well... Oh no, we've got a stack there. Look. Yay, more stacks. And this chest goes down another one, look. So, things that we actually want to keep for us that are marked crafting. Going in there. And all that other stuff is sale rail. But we have to open up the shop first. Welcome to Ganji Shop. Now, bear in mind, I used to actually have a shop. You like this? Big face moment. My big face. My big face. Actually, it's got to not be a big face for a second while I go back to the Nintendo Switch. And just 1 second. It'll be a big face moment in just 1 second. Here I am. I used to actually have a shop in the centre of my town. I used to have a shop. Didn't sell, it wasn't really like a selling shop. It was about this size. It was only little. It was on a corner build. It was a coach house attached to like a, next to us was like, I want to say a hotel, but you're going to think of like a big hotel. But it's Shakespeare Town, remember? This was like an old Tudor building, hotel with more built on the back of it. And there's a gate that like, you used to literally be a coach horse gate. So the coach horses would arrive. The little cottage that's attached on the right side would have been for the coach house people. And you'd have parked your coaches around the back. And that cottage is now a little shop. And I had it for a bit. So I used to cut people's hair. They'd come in and pay me money to cut their hair. So that was my business, Scott Jessup Hair. Quite happy to, you know, it's all right for saying my name, isn't it, on the old internet? I existed. I put my name above the shop, for crying out loud. So that was me. That was my business. And had a little shop. So people would just come in. Like people, sometimes they'd want to buy just a shampoo. I wasn't big on the selling products. Not big on that. I was more about the cutting hair and building relationships with people over time. But yeah, people used to just pop in. Sometimes people, it's kind of funny aspect that you'd make friends with people over time. You'd have friends that you'd made over time anyway. And sometimes people would pop in. Like some people, I didn't mind it if it was every now and then. Like they might be walking past, just come and say hello. Oh, hello. I'm quite busy cutting people's hair, but, you know, hello. Sometimes I wasn't that busy. I can lock up the shop. We can go for a drink if you want. But there were other people that would, like, I don't know, maybe they didn't have so much to do with their time and just, like, were looking for a bit of a drop-in shop. So you'd see them more regularly as well. I didn't mind too much, but, you know, it's a bit of fun, isn't it? Having people around, having a chat, a bit of interesting conversation. Yeah, little stop-in shop for some people. It was warm, cosy. I'd make people coffee. Honestly, they didn't have to come in just to get their haircut. I'm joking a bit, but if you're like our friend, you know, if you're a client or friends, you can just come in. I'll just make you a coffee. If I'm not busy, we can just have a chat. You know, if I am busy, you're quite welcome to sit in the reception and drink a warm cup of coffee. You know, I'm not like a homeless shelter, but, you know, if you're waiting for a bus or your work's finished early or whatever, I don't really mind. You know, yeah, come in and have a little cup of coffee on me, and read a magazine. When I'm finished, we can go for a drink after work if you want. Little friendly shop. Hairdressers. So I did, you know, I know what this is like. Nintendo Switch. Oh, where's my face? Oh, I'll turn it on in a second. I know what it's like to have my own little shop. Big face. It was a delight at times as well. I'll tell you why it was a real delight at times. Aside from the ability to choose your own destiny, the idea that I had this like concept when it was just me. Initially, it was just me. And I had this concept that I needed to hit this rent target. I needed to hit this colour bill target. The colour bill was its own running thing because you buy a load of colours, hair colours, and you say, that's going to like pay for itself, isn't it? I'm going to do someone's hair with it, and I'm going to charge them for the tube of colour, and then I'm going to do the hair, and that pays for itself. But you need to buy in all the different colours, don't you? Because someone's going to walk through the door and say, I'd like this kind of brown or this kind of red, and you can't say, I can't do that today, you'll have to come back. If you do a consultation, you can, but then you're on the phone to order one colour at a time. What I did is I stocked up all the colours, and then I had a target. That's the amount of money I need to make to pay that bill by the end of the month, the 6 months, how many, the account. You know, we had a rolling account with Schwarzkopf. So whenever the bill date is for the account, however much money I've accrued needs to be more than that, because, you know, you've got these targets. So then I used to say to myself, I've got the shop, I've got the keys, I charge this much for a haircut, I charge this much for a colour, and I'd just break it down roughly. I need to do, you know, 5 haircuts a day to make sure I've hit this target, you know, roughly that, or whatever it is. So then you'd have a daily target, wouldn't you? You'd have like a daily target of what you need to accrue. So being in charge of your own destiny is fine. You know, you are in charge, but the thing you're not in charge of is whether 5 people are going to come in for a haircut. You can do your best job. You can be good at your job. The word gets around, people start coming in. That's fine. That's fine. I had some clients coming in that used to see a different hairdresser who worked in the same place, and they're like, oh, he's not there anymore, but I am, so do you want to sit down? Like 50-50? Some people did. That was a way of gaining clients. another way of gaining clients was what I did was I printed up flyers, and again, it's a money target for the end of the month that you have to hit, so it gets factored in. But I printed up the flyers. On my Sundays, I'd go to everyone's house in an entire, hundreds of these flyers, through the letterbox in the house. It wasn't just a flyer. I put it in a little envelope. It was like a little gift. Like, what it was it looked like a banknote. It was printed up like £5 off voucher. Like, this was worth £5, so keep hold of that when you want your hair cut, because it's £5, isn't it? Like, so I used to put the money off vouchers in the little thing, took them out, and it was my legwork. And I know, because I saw it happen, that 100 of these would equate to potentially one person, like 100 to 200 flyers, one, maybe two people. And they won't walk through the door the next day. Like, you do all these flyers on a Sunday, like you do like an entire housing estate. I used to take my dog for a walk. I've got a funny story about this as well. Once I was walking my beagle, it was Ruby. It was a hot day. I was wearing my shorts. No, I wasn't, was I? I was wearing trousers. You'll see why it's important what I was wearing in a minute. Because I was walking and I had this big bag of... Once you put all these flyers in all these letters, in all these envelopes, it's like a big bag. So I got this big bag on my back, got the dog on the lead attached to my thing, and I've got the flyers in one hand. And when I get to the letterbox, I'm finding the letterbox and poking the flyer through. You have to be quite adept at this. You have to be quite quick, because it's taking all day. Like, people, it now baffles me why we haven't sort of enforced a regulation on building that mailboxes and letterboxes have to be a certain height in a certain place within a certain distance and a certain visibility. Because, I mean, it must be difficult for the Amazon man who can't even register what house number mine is because the number's behind where the thing is. I don't know. Like, you know, why don't we have these things clearly out the front of the house so that people like me who are trying to put a flyer in every letterbox can easily do it? Anyway, you'll be going up to these letterboxes and in and out and doing this. And the dog did a poo, didn't it? Dogs do. They're prone to doing that. So then I've got a handful of flyers, a bag on my back, a dog pulling around on a lead which is attached to my waist, and a poo in a potentially like strangers, potentially potential future client's garden. So I'm there with a plastic bag now, a handful of flyers in a plastic bag, picking up a dog poo in a stranger's future client's garden. And I get that, and I've got that, and I've put the flyers down, I've tied it up, and now I've got a problem because I've got too many items. Flyers, dog, bag, poo bag. So what I've done is I've got the poo bag and I've tied it on to the big bag of flyers behind me. Tied it on like that. So now I'm like Jolly Jack jaunty, got my knapsack on my back. You know that when you've got a piece of a stick. Do you remember when you were a kid and in the media, the comics, in England we didn't have comic books like in America where you had like action hero man stomping down a changing social norms and values and thinking. No, we didn't have that. We had like comics where it was like, here is a one-page story. Dennis the Menace. Dennis is naughty today. Oh, he's played a joke on the softies. Oh, his dad's going to hit him with a slipper. Normalising the domestic violence. We had these comics anyway. So in the comics, you'll remember from when you were a kid. A hobo. Do you remember a hobo? You'll know a hobo from when you were a kid. And they had a stick, didn't they? Like a stick. And on the end of the stick was like a little handkerchief. Probably quite a big handkerchief now I'm thinking about it, if it's going to have all your stuff in it. Like, I don't know why you keep your stuff in. Anyway, they tie all that on. It's on a stick and you walk like, the knapsack on my back. Like a little hobo stick on it. I had that on my poo bag. I had my poo bag tied onto the back of my bag. Full of poo. Full of dog poo. Got it though. I'm not leaving it in the neighbours. It's full of... I've got it. So going around now, walking, carrying on, housing estate, hundreds of these to put through letterboxes, putting them through letterboxes. And I'm like, oh, I can smell that. I can smell that. That's not a good... why am I... That's that. I'm through a little bit. And I'm like, this... And look back. And because I'm thinking I can smell that and that's not a good sign. I got it tied up in a bag. I shouldn't be able to smell it. I look back and the motion of the bag jostling against the poo, but it had somehow split the bag. So now I'm not just like, don't worry about it. I have not, I'm not the sort of person to leave a load of dog poo on the street. So now I've got to go backtrack along the street with, again, too many items. At this point, the flies are going in the bag. They're gone. The flies are in the bag. Now it's just me and the dog poo scenario that we've got to deal with. The reason it smells so bad, though, so now I'm backtracking, bear in mind. I've got poo bag on my hand. I've got several poo bags. I'm looking for a dog poo on the street. Where's this fallen out? How many houses have I visited? I'm going back up people's driveways. And I've realised that it still smells really bad because it's fallen down the back of my trousers, like not in my trousers, thank God, not like I've actually pooed myself, but it's fallen, like, because the bag was on my back, it's like all down the back of my actual trousers. And like, so I've also had to find the actual, the solids along my journey. I found the solids and bagged that. So now I've got dog poo dog, excuse my language, shitty trousers. So what I decided to do is, look, I'm not going to walk around, because I live in the town. So if I'm walking my dog and doing my flyers, I've walked to this housing estate on a neighbouring, like, not my housing estate where I live, but like a nearby, up the road, round the thing, up the big road, next housing estate, doing this one today. 500 houses, 1,000 houses, let's go. I've halfway through it. I've got all this shit down me. So I can't continue. But equally, I've got to go home and it's across town. So my thinking is, I'm not going to, like, it stinks bad. That's a bad look. I'm not going to win any customers walking up their drives covered in dog shit. Oh, I like your dog. It's a nice dog. Oh, hello. It's nice. What's that smell? Is that the dog? No, it's me. Well, it was the dog, and now it's hard to explain. Would you like £5 off a haircut? No, that's not going to happen. So, in the end, I decided, look, the best plan of action is to get these keks off. Is it kegs or keks? Kegs. These days, it'd be keks, wouldn't it? For, that horrible Pepe frog that I don't allow in my chat. Kek W. That was LOL, wasn't it? From World of Warcraft. When you spoke in World of Warcraft, the opposing faction couldn't see your typing, but it would come up on the thing, so they encoded it into like a foreign language. Kek, lol, came up as kek, and they were like, oh, I can see a lot of kek. That means they're saying lol. They were able to figure, and kek just became lol, didn't it? But then it became something to do with that frog. Anyway, that's by the by. The point is, I had dog shit all over me. And I was trying to drum up support for my business. I was trying to drum up new customers for my business, my fledgling business. I was new, new shop. It's hard to get people to come into a new hairdressers. It's like a leap of faith, isn't it? It's your hair. Like, oh, do I want to? Will they be? What's that? So I make sure the flyer looks good. I made sure, because I did that myself on the computer. Made sure the flyer looks neat and tidy, and has the right spelling and punctuation and grammar. Make sure of that. Did go to a grammar school, didn't I? I did go to university, so I can make a good flyer. Make sure it represents my business nicely, so when people see it, they think this is smart and tidy, just like I like my hair. So anyway, covered in dog shit. So I decided that the best plan of action was to take off the trousers. So I remove my shoes and I invert the trousers. I turn them inside out. I pull them off inside out. So the trousers, the dog shit is now inside the trousers, isn't it? So that's not as bad. They're still not the best trousers in the world, but at least got that. So roll them up a bit. I had to carry them. So now I've got a bag on my back, dog and trousers. I'm not putting them in the bag. I'm not risking that. And it's bad because they do smell. So I am carrying like but it's a bundle now. It's a shitty bundle, isn't it? And the shit's on the inside of the bundle. So you'd have to spend some time with me to start to smell it. If I just walk past, you might think that you might have trodden. No, what was that? Oh, it's just, I don't know. It's gone now. It's not all down that lad's back. So that's fine. So we're prepared. It is a sunny day. It was a sunny day. So I wear boxer shorts. I don't wear the tight Speedos. I wear the boxer shorts. So I'm in my keks. I've took my keks off and I'm in my keks. I'm wearing my underwear essentially, but it's a reasonably warm day. I've got a bag around my back like that. It's like shorty shorts. I've got a dog, I'm walking. You know, no one has to really know that I'm carrying a bundle of shitty trousers, because they'll be more concerned with why isn't he wearing trousers. If anything, if they start looking and thinking, that's what they'll think. Why is he not wearing trousers? Are they shorts? No, that's boxer shorts, isn't it? Are they his underwear? And by that time, I've gone. They haven't questioned the shitty smell. They might even come for a haircut. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be up and down handing out the flyers in no trousers. So I walked home with the dog, got those trousers washed. That's just a story. But what it's about is that I used to run a shop, and that on my days off, or if it was quiet and I needed to, I had to make a decision some days. Like, it's a Monday afternoon, it's a Tuesday, town is quiet, no one is walking in my shop for a haircut today in the last hour. So I would either clean, because that's a good look, keeps things clean, and if someone walks in and you're cleaning, then that's better than if you're sat there drinking a coffee saying I'm bored because no one's coming in. It shows that you're, on the ball. They might even think, oh, someone's just been in here making a mess, he's had to clean up. But always cleaning, or lock up the shop. Say that's fine, because why would people just walk in? Sometimes they did. Quite often, having a little A-frame out the front of the shop and being there and being visible, people would just walk in and say, oh, I just fancy a haircut. I was not the sort of person in my life to do that, so it surprised me the amount of people that would do that. But the people that I was really looking for were the ones that definitely lived in the town, in this certain particular area, because that's your local hairdresser. And I was wanting to make sure that once it was like targeted marketing, wasn't it? I was handing out these flyers, these money offs to these households that were in exactly. I wanted to make sure if someone came in with that card, the payoff was that I did a really good job on them. I mean, obviously I wanted to do a good job on everyone, but I remember thinking, oh look, there's one, like, she's come in with this thing. It's time to switch on now, Scotty. This is your target market. This is your, word of mouth from this person means 10 people, or it turns off everyone, so time to switch on. Yeah. And that did help me build a business. It did. My own footwork, my own donkey work, but also that concept. But also equally, I'm used to people just walking in the shop. I'm used to them just coming in. Had to hit that target, didn't we? At the end of the month, we had to hit that target. So I would make sure the target would be hit by doing things like that. And like I say, this is what I was coming on to say. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not that somebody gets that smelly, what's that? Dog poo. It's not that somebody gets that thing through their letterbox. And there's a couple of little points to make here as well. Having a little envelope was important. I know it's bad for the environment now. I wouldn't do it now because this was back then, like 10 years ago maybe. Bad for the environment now. But having a little envelope was important because it went on a journey. You think, who's put this in my letterbox? It's hand delivered. Like, you look at that and think it's hand delivered. Is this, your mind just, when you get a little letter through your letterbox, your mind goes, doesn't it? Or is this nice? Is this fun? Is it a bill? Like, I don't know. Well, let's open it and find out. So you go on a little journey, open it and find out. You open it and, okay, it's not real money, but it's like, is this money? You first think, because I've made it look like a banknote, but instead of the Queen, it had one of our models of hairstyle. So a person whose hair we did and photographed and, made them into the Queen on the banknote. And then this half of it was like the offer and the location of the premises. So it wasn't like, it's not going to get funny ideas about trying to print money and going to get in trouble for printing money. It wasn't that end of the scheme, but it was literally a £5 off voucher that looked a bit like a fiver, so that the people could get that in their head. This is worth £5. What is it worth £5 for? And then you see it's the hairdressers on the back, very clear. This is my brain again. I had to design all this, but very clear, like little map of like, we are right here, because I'm handing this through your letterbox. Remember. So we are here. Oh, that's right where I live. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the message that I'm making happen in their brain. They can't not think that there's a little star on a little map. We are here. Oh, that's right near where I live, because I know it is because I put it through your letterbox. So they've now got this journey that they've gone on. I've got £5 worth of value if I want it. I don't have to get my hair cut there. I'm quite happy with my barber. I'm quite happy with the place that does my foils and my roots. Whatever. I've got £5 if I want it. It's right close to me. Are you going to throw that in the bin? You might do. You might do, or you might even pass it on to somebody next door or round the way, that your nan, or there's £5 off. You like your vouchers. You might do that. So it works, but it doesn't work overnight, because you're not going to get that £5. Say, oh, here's an urgent call for me to get my hair cut tomorrow. It's not £5 off tomorrow and tomorrow only. It's whenever you want that. It's there for you. I bet some people had multiples. I bet some people, because I did hand them through all the letterboxes. I bet some people had more than one, because the next day, whatever, fine. I've factored out how many £5 I was giving away, and I gave them away. And it encourages people in, doesn't it? But over time. So you don't get an immediate kick from that. You don't get an immediate response. But you can measure the response, because like I say, I could do one estate, I could do 200 things, and then that week, the phone would ring a certain number of times. We'd book a certain number of people in, and then the next week we'd do their hair, and I could say after 2 weeks, on this date I handed out this many flyers, and after 2 weeks we had this many phone calls, and this many people actually book, and this is how much it paid off by. So then I could factor that into my daily, how many haircuts I need to do a day, how many flyers I need to hand out a week, how many, factor that into my little math equation. That's where this all came from. I know what it's like to run a shop. On this game, we don't have to pay any rent. We don't have some of the pressures of shopkeeping, some of the overheads, business rates, bills, colour bills, needing other people to work in the shop. In this game, we do have the necessity to have someone else work in the shop for us, with us, to help us along the journey, because you can only do so much with your time. We upgrade the shop, don't we, in this game? But we don't choose the upgrade. We just upgrade it. So maybe we could put more personality into it that way. I enjoyed that part of running the business. I'll tell you that. I enjoyed that part. Enjoyed the desire to create a clean, comforting space and have that. Like, I used a certain font. Obviously, everyone uses a certain font, but I wanted us to feel like it was a what did I call it? I called it a boutique salon at the heart of Stratford-upon-Avon, because that's what it was. It wasn't a big hustle bustle. It was small and cosy, and that's to our advantage. You were getting direct personal attention from the main hairdresser. Until I got other people, and then you were being passed off to them. So, but yeah, it's like a boutique. It's like when you're booking our salon, you were booking basically the whole salon floor. If you and your friend wanted to come for a 2-hour session, have your colour done and all that, so you can have fun. We it's just us, isn't it? Boutique little environment. And artisan might be another way of looking at it, but that's more foodie, isn't it? But a boutique environment. But we're also doing, like I talk so much about this personal. You're in a small town, so you're getting used to people who are in that community. You've done these flyers for these people that live close by, so you're part of a community. There's that feel to it as well. Everyone welcome, kids, adults. I think that's everyone. Everyone welcome, and an egalitarian approach to things. Yeah, it was fun having a shop in town. I was going to go on to say one of the other fun things, but now I said that heartfelt thing, this is going to sound worse. It's going to sound worse than that. But another thing that I used to like to do is, I was younger and I liked to party. So if me and my mates were out in town, or if I would finished work and, had a few drinks, I could always pop back to the shop if I wanted to. Could always pop back to the shop and have a few beers there. Well, that's naughty, isn't it? You shouldn't use your shop as like an evening drop-in centre for you and your mates if you want to have a few beers. If you're waiting for a taxi, you don't have to wait outside like the paupers. You can wait in the shop, mate. If you're passing by between pub A and pub B, well, I've got a beer fully stocked in there. Do you want to just come in there for a couple of beers on the way? Yeah. Like Scott's mini pub. Fully stocked. I had a fridge in the shop, of course. Fully stocked. There was 1 or 2 funny evenings where, things got a little bit out of hand and some people had their hair washed. But otherwise, it's fine, isn't it? It's just popping in for a little. Like I said, it was next door to that hotel as well. It was next. There's a little courtyard, tables and chairs, people having a nice evening. Oh, are you at the pub there? Oh, we're on this table here, which just belongs to this shop. It's mine. How you doing? We're going to behave reasonably well because we're right in front of the shop. But as soon as we go in there, whoa, all bets are off. Anyway, look. That's what it's like to run a shop in town and the pleasures of doing it. Having a little key to a little base in town was actually really nice. What do they call it? A little pied-à-terre. But that would imply that you could live there. I mean, I could have slept upstairs, but there was no real facilities for that. But it was an option at one point. It was something I considered doing. Because, it would be the equivalent of sleeping in my car. But, I had keys to a shop as well, so I could sleep there, couldn't I? So, but we paid the rent. And kept the ball rolling until the day I decided I didn't like the way the ball was rolling anymore. The stress of it all, the trying to build up so if you're running a business, even if whatever business it is, I believe this as a principle, and it's kind of weird because of what we're doing today. I'll factor that in and talk about it in a little bit. If you're running a business, it's important that you're doing something that can be built to a point where it doesn't require you to run it, to keep spinning the plates, because otherwise you'll never be able to step away and enjoy the fruits of the business. You'll never be able to step away and enjoy the thing you've built. So you shouldn't be building yourself a self-made trap, a grindstone that you continually have to push. And it's like, if you let go of that thing, is it going to fall back downhill? That's not the plan, is it? That's not the plan. You need to be able to step away from these things to gain energy, to put energy back into them. You need to be able to rely on other people, build a team. I know that there's different ways to look at this, and I know there are some people who devote their lives to their business, don't they? So maybe people don't all agree with me on this, and maybe it's not for me a measure of success to say I've got the richest or won the biggest award or whatever. Maybe it was about something else for me, but this is just my feeling anyway. So whilst I did enjoy doing hair, the purpose of me doing a hairdressing shop was to create an establishment that ran on the values that I felt were important. Like I said, friendship, part of the community. We're never trying to push products on people. We weren't trying to upsell things. We're not into this to work for Schwarzkopf and L'Oreal. We're not part of their fashion market. We're part of a community in a small town, and people like to have their hair a certain way. We do what they want, and they're happy with it, so they come back. And we do a high level of responsibility to the standards of the craft, the workmanship, that sort of thing. That's what keeps them coming back. Oh, there's my face gone. Gonna have to just change the battery on the old chimney, the camera. Try not to wobble the camera while I'm changing the battery, but of course it doesn't matter, does it? Because it's you can't. It's, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I have to remember what I was saying as well. The values, keeping to the values. That's what I was saying. Let's see if this will just perk itself up. Your battery. I look quite funny on the old freeze frame, but that's not what. What we really want is for this is to just, hello. Hello, camera. Hello, moto. Have a bit of that. Is it going to just turn itself on? My tummy's rumbling a bit now. I need to finish. Yeah, there we go. So I was just saying that the values, I was just preaching my values. But I don't run a hairdressing shop anymore, so it's not that important. But the point was, I wanted to create this space because of these things that I believed in. Because I used to get my hair cut, I used to know what it felt like. I wanted to make it good for the people, and that was part of the business. So I had my opinions on how to do that. I made this space the way I wanted it, and then I felt it was important that it wasn't just that they trusted me and my skills, because I'm not the best hairdresser in the world. I'm quite good. Don't get me wrong, and honestly, people are going to, bitter people. There was 10 different hairdressers in the town. Everyone's going to have their opinions. Doesn't matter. Some people are going to be more happy with my work. Some people are going to be less. There are some people that wouldn't go to anyone else, and still to this day, would have me come to their house over anyone else going anywhere else. So I do know a little bit about what I'm doing, but I'm not going to. You can't please all the people, can you? So not everyone is going to think I'm the best hairdresser, and some people I might have felt, less connection with. Some people's heads of hair I might have felt less capable at. Like, how do I put this? Like speed and time. I'd come to your house. Yeah, well, not these days. You see, not these days with the COVID. I'm not doing anyone's hair these days. They have to just suffer, like, because hair's not important to me so much anymore. But back then, and nice to see you. Nice to see you. But back then, it was important to these people. I'm just stating that I'm not the best hairdresser in the world, but to some people, I'm the most important hairdresser, and to other people, I'm the worst hairdresser. So it's all objective, isn't it? Subjective. I don't know. The point is that I wanted this space to not be about whether I'm the best hairdresser. I wanted this space to be about the values of the shop, the certain bar of quality that we all should come up to because we're hairdressers, standards, absolutely. And that I could trust people who I felt, I knew a couple of people who I thought were really good hairdressers, but the way the fashion market hairdressing thing works is that, like, you get trained as an apprentice, you get used as an apprentice, like you get paid slave labour. You literally get you get £100 a week, and that's not minimum wage. Like it's much less than. Oh, my tummy's rumbling. But they say that they're paying that other money into your education. You're going to get your qualification, so that costs money. So you have to pay for that out of your wages. So so there's this really awful system, and these people get used as labour. They don't get, you don't get all your qualifications and all this because every day is a learning day. They're like, mop the floor, clean the cupboard, do this. And I spent a year doing that. I know what it's like. So I saw these people who I thought were really talented hairdressers that were being undervalued by the industry. And I went to a college, so I also saw the other side where every day is just the learning and you're just getting some, naughty. You naughty. You get repeated naughties. That's all I can say to that. The system's no good for these young people. So what I did was I said, look, I've met loads of these young people. I went to the college. I worked in some of the salons. I know a few of them around the town. Come and work at my place. Your skills are brilliant. All you need is a bit of confidence and somebody to sort of back you and put you on the floor and say, now it's your turn to do the clients. Don't worry, that'll be fine. I'm here. If anything goes wrong, I'm here. But you will see quite quickly that you are a really capable hairdresser, and you should be getting more than this pittance that these other people are paying you. In fact, here's a key, and I trust you with everything. So you take half of the money, and I'll take half the money for the bills and the stuff that we need to pay for. And there's a business, isn't it? It's not just about me anymore. It's about these other skilled people who fit the bill. Like, they're aspirational, they're capable, they just need the confidence and somebody to back them. So that was my business plan, and then it sort of fell apart. We did have a credit crunch. Things were really difficult. There was a recession in the country. That didn't help anyone. Business slowed at the point where I needed it to be overflowing with growth because I was trying to bring in other people and have them succeed. So that little thing that I was talking about earlier, that putting in the hard work, the legwork, the handing out the flyers, there's enough energy in me to bring in enough business for me to succeed, but we need all of us to be able to do it, and the market needs to be responsive to that. So I understood that was holding us back, but I also think that I held us back in other ways because I was less inclined to live up to my own standards and more inclined to say, you do it. I don't have to come in till 11 now because you work here. So there was a bit of that, and I was drinking heavily, if you remember. I used to. You don't remember, you don't know. I did. I was drinking heavily. So when I quit hairdressing, I quit drinking as well. That was all good. So I decided at one point that I didn't like the way the business was making me feel. I didn't like having that target at the end of the week, which was ever further increasing by the more people that we had to feed, to put people in the seats, and the more bills that we have to pay because there's more colour being used, and now I have to put more chairs in and more mirrors and everything. Yeah. Just thought I'd just knock that on the head. Run out of drink now. No, that's a little sip for that. I just thought I'd knock that on the head, which is why now we're playing this Nintendo Switch. Which is why I know a little bit about what this is like, working in a shop. Where's my face? But this isn't like all that. That was just a big story time that just got... It was a big tangent. It was a big tangent. I was... Yeah, me and the capitalist machine. And this little capitalist machine here, this is alright. Selling things in a little shop like this, isn't it? That's fine. This isn't bad, is it? All these people are happy to buy all these trinkets. The stream that we're doing now, the media product, that's not going to be bad. I don't know. I can't debate capitalism at this stage in my brain tiredness of the day. Look at this, it's nice, isn't it? They just buy the little things. Look, there's that. She's happy. She's had some hardened steel. She was just an old lady, but she came in for the hardened steel. Hey, where are you? Hey, hang on. Is that guy's out? He's off. Did he take something? Did he just rob me? I don't know about that. We need someone on the door. We need a bouncer. This chuffer's coming in for some weapons. I've never got any weapons, mate. What kind of shop do you think this is? What kind of shop do you think this is? You should leave. You should leave coming in here with that attitude. Never. We're not weapon shopping. Oh, hello. Who's this? Little moustache. Look, little moustache up there. Look. She's having it. She's having that's ancient pot. That'll get you high. Ancient pot. It might. They're cross about that. They don't like that. That's too expensive. Hang on. These papyrus prints are too expensive. They're limited edition though, mate. So I've better top up the shelves. Hang on. Gollum volume. That Gollum volume. Gold runes. Look, all the good stuff's going on now. You wanted to get in the shop early, you've made a mistake there. You should come in late when all the good stuff's up. Same with my hairdressing shop. If you want to get your hair cut, what the chuff are you doing here at 9 o'clock? Who's, like... This is triggering me now, remembering this about the shop. Yes, in the early days, I would be there at 9 o'clock most often, sometimes. More likely 10. And I tell you what, I'd only turn up at 10 and onwards, so that the people who turned up at 9 o'clock didn't get the wrong idea. You only get a 9 o'clock appointment if there's some urgent... If you've been my client for many weeks and months now, and you've got an urgent thing, and it's important, and you have to... I'll do it for you. I'll get out of my bed earlier than 9 o'clock, so that I can... Because I have to wash. I can't just do your hair all smelly. I have to wash. I'll have a shower. I'll do that for you. Doing it for you. I'll get out of my bed, have a shower. I won't have breakfast. I'll just have coffee. How about that? Save us some time, won't it? Save us some time. I'll turn up at the shop. You'll already be there. You'll be there already. This happened. And if you're listening to this and you used to come to the shop and you were angry because I turned up late and you were there already, you won't like this. But I'll get there and you'll already be there, won't you? Because you expected the shop to be open and our appointment time was, I was going to be there early so you could just... No, I'm turning up bang on the appointment time, mate, because you want it at 9 o'clock. So I'm not turning up at 8:40 and you turn up early and then we get going. No. If that happened, if I was there at 8:40, you'd have to wait. And what are you waiting for? Me just to have a cup of coffee. Because I'm not ready yet, because it was 9 o'clock, not 8:40. So I do that. And then early appointments only by request. Because I don't want people getting the wrong idea. I'll work late. If I need to, and I had to on most occasions, I'll work past 5, 6, 7. Some nights I'll be there till 8, 9, 10. I can do that. Happy to do that. I'll work late by request. But I'll also, if things spiral out of control, it's only a haircut, it's only a colour, but if things spiral out of control, or if, we get extra bookings and people are walking in off the street and whatever, I'll stay. Yeah, fine. Okay, I was going to lock up now, but what do you want? A colour? That's going to take 2 hours. We'll be here till 10 o'clock. I'll do it. Let's go. But I'm not going to turn up at 8 o'clock in the morning to do it, because I'll tell you why. It's an artistic, creative process that you have to think about, you have to feel. You have to look into that head of hair, and you have to get a feel for the density, the volume. You have to get a feel for that. You have to understand the person and their personality, what kind of things they're interested in, the way they treat their hair, what they're going to be doing styling-wise, whether it's going to be a good idea to give them this sort of look that they have to maintain, or whether they'd rather just have it wash and walk out. You'd have to Ganji's homeless haircuts. No, we had walk-ins off the street. We had people with no appointments who would just turn up and just come in, just say like, "Hi, I'd like this done with my hair," and I'd be like, "Well, I can do it now if you want." Or more often than not, I'd have to say, "Can we book you in?" Because I mean, you've seen it's a small shop. What do you expect me to do? But walk-ins, yeah, they're walk-ins. You have to do all this. If you want to do a good haircut, if you want to do a good job, like even if they say, "I'd just like a bob," okay, I might end up doing what you said, but I want to know why you want it. I want to know how long you've wanted it for. I want to know if it's something that you feel is part of your identity. I'm the person with the bob. Or if it's a novel idea. I want to know if your hair's going to naturally fall like that when I do this. I want to know if you colour your hair regularly, because if you do, you're going to be doing a lot of work on this bob and it might end up frazzled at the end. So I want to know 6 months down the line, is your hair still going to look good? Because I'm responsible for it now. So the best haircuts are the ones where on the day they like it. You know, obviously they like it. They think it's good. They're in there. They like that. But they come back in like maybe 4-6 weeks for a little fringe trim. Some free. I used to do free fringe trims. It's better than hacking your fringe up here. Come back for a little free fringe trim or something, and they say, you know what? What's really good is I just wash it and it just sits in the way I like it, and it's grown through really nice. You know, that's the best haircut. That's the best haircut. Free haircuts for homeless. I've seen some people doing it. I'll talk about that in just a second. I will talk about it, but let me finish my rant about people coming in, the hairdressers. So you do this, you know, you need to know all this stuff. You need to know all this stuff about a person's identity, about how they feel, about how they wear their hair. So the things you do are going to work for them and are going to make their life easy when they style it and wear it. And they're going to come back to you and say, that was the best haircut I ever had, because they don't know why, but the real reason is that I feel like myself when I look at myself in the mirror. I feel good about myself, the way I want to look. And the reason that happened is because I listened to everything they say. And I took inference from the things that they might have got wrong. You know, people don't know exactly everything about themselves. They don't look in the mirror and see the correct thing. Like, people don't always make the right choice. But if you can help people to understand some of the choices in different ways, maybe you can guide them in a way. But I'm not here to change things for you. If you want this haircut, that's what you get, because that's what you want. I want to know how you want it. I want to know why you want it. I want to know that depth. Because if we get that, then I do exactly what's right for you. And you know what, you know, this guy really gets me. He really understands. I don't sit down and say I want this, that and the other, and he does something else and now I feel cross and this isn't the way I wanted it, and I asked for this but you gave me that and that doesn't look like the picture. No, we're not having any of that. We're having, this guy really gets me. He really understands what's going on. I trust him to do my hair because all this, okay? So that's the main aim. So you can't have that at 8 o'clock in the morning. You can't have it. You can't have it at 8 o'clock in the morning. I need to warm up. I need to drink a cup of coffee. I need to listen to the radio a bit. I might want to mop the floor. Maybe have a cigarette. You know, it's not good manners and smell bad, you know, all that. But I need to warm up. If you're coming for quite a creative process, if you're coming for something that's, you know, going to be a technical job, I need to be relaxed. I need to be ready. I don't want to be 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to be scratching my head from the hangover from the night before. I don't want to be like, what was it you said again? Where's my scissors now? I don't want that. You're better off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're better off at 8 o'clock in the evening even. But 8 o'clock in the morning, just don't. Like, so that's what used to, like, maybe there are morning people and you can find a barber who is a morning person. You can find, I'm a ladies hairdresser mainly, but I would also do men's. So you call it a barber for men and a hairdresser for ladies. I don't know why. A hairdresser, whatever. If you want somebody that's a morning person, they find them and they do better work in the morning. Some of them, like, maybe they're asleep at 6 in the afternoon. Maybe they're for you. But yeah, so I wouldn't open the shop. This is the way to do it. If you turn up at 9 o'clock every day, 9 o'clock, and you know, and you're drinking your coffee and flicking through your Vogue magazine, and someone walks in, you have to go to work. You have to. I'm ready. I'm not open till I'm ready. I'm not even going to turn up. And people would cuss me for that and criticise. But you know, let's be fair. I was there at 8 o'clock in the evening, so I did my hours. It's just that I didn't want to bring in the clientele that expected this thing of me that I wasn't going to provide. That was hairdressing. I'll tell you what, an interesting venture would be free haircuts for the homeless. Right. Some people do it charitably. I have seen it done. Yeah, fair deal. I'm not going to diss homeless people and say horrible things about them. But what I would say is quite often these things are done like in an outdoor setting. Or like, you know, I'm here at the community hall and we're doing home cuts for the, like, the reason is because when I was running my salon, I was a little bit of a I don't want to say OCD because we do Mental Health Monday. I'm not, making light of a mental health thing there. I was a little bit, on it about cleanliness. And whether it was by choice of alcoholism or, you can be homeless and get a haircut in my salon, but you do need to not smell of like old dogs and moss. It's a small environment. I've got other people to think about. You can come through the door into the reception and I'm going to vet you. I don't know, this sounds really bad, doesn't it? It sounds like discrimination. But I'm going to vet you based on a set of contraindications which are acceptable to the industry, because this is one of the reasons why consultation is so important in hairdressing. Again, I was saying about that hands in your hair and, feeling the volume and whatever, talking to you, spending more than 10 minutes just saying, what do you want? Show me the picture. During that process, I have to know that I'm not going to be infecting other people in the salon with head lice, with impetigo, with ringworm, with like all these sort of things. It sounds excessive what I'm saying, but if you work in a hairdresser long enough, you will see all of these things because they are infectious, transferable diseases of the face and scalp. So people have them. I'm not being mean, but like if you're a homeless person, there's an increased chance that you might be, coming into the door with, one of these sort of, what I'm saying? Shirt and tie policy was not, but there's a certain level of personal hygiene that, for the good of other people, bacterial or otherwise, that we had to maintain. Everyone has to maintain in society. So I'm not averse to giving haircuts to homeless people, but I would definitely want to wash their hair first, and I definitely want to give their heads a check through to make sure that we're not giving everyone head lice. And that. I don't know if that's being. I don't want to be detrimental about the homeless in a sort of prejudiced sort of way. I don't think that's being stereotyped. They obviously don't all have head lice, but I do the same with children. I do this. We wouldn't have a child in that chair getting their haircut that I had not sort of personally given a quick look through their head to make sure that everyone else in the salon is not about to get head lice. Do you know what I mean? They're not getting in that chair before I've had a little look. It's good business. It's good business because it's good for everyone. And lo and behold, I did have not me personally, but I did have clients who, I'm not going to tell you any personal stories, but I'll tell you one thing, they weren't the homeless. I didn't do many homeless people, but was there anyone who was homeless? I don't think so. I think I might have done somebody who had trouble. Well, I don't think, and I think a couple of people came in drunk before, but again, if you are clearly inebriated, it's not for me to cut your hair because you might not like that in the morning. So why don't you go away and come back when you're not drunk? But yeah, you keep everyone safe, don't you, by being clean and neat and tidy. And there's a certain level of cleanliness and neatness and tidiness that being homeless does not afford. You can be homeless and get a shower and come in the salon, but if you're coming straight off the street, like walk-ins because you're cold, that's not going to fly with I've got young girls working sweeping the floor, and I've got their nans coming in for their perm. Do you know what I mean? It's not, what I'm saying. It's really a fine line to walk down, isn't it? Now I'm vocalising these things, because these things would have been unspoken, wouldn't they, in my head? I'd have just run the business as I saw fit. But I was conscious that we live in a more modern society, and I need to be careful not to do anything discriminatory or anything, like, not because I feel like discriminating and I don't want to accidentally do it, but because I honestly don't want to do it. I don't want it to be I want to make sure that we've got that covered. So yeah, egalitarian ideals were there in the values, but you get these, you can obviously say, like, what if this happened and what if that happened? Would you do this? Well, you get tough because you're also thinking about you're also responsible for the duty of care of, younger girls that are sweeping the floor and their nans that are having their perms done. So whoever gets through the door first gets the seat. That was probably the rule, isn't it? If you can't get in the seat, then I can't do your hair. So, homeless or not, whoever gets in I was egalitarian about who got in the seat. But once you're in the seat, if you're someone's nan, then no, I'm sorry, we're closed today for the rest of appointments, certainly for free haircuts for the homeless. And not for the financial gain, but for the fact that someone's nan would be like, oh my God, what's going on here? I didn't know this salon was going to be full of homeless people when I made my booking. It's not the norm. We'd have to do it on a day off, wouldn't we? We'd have to do it, like I said, down the park or at the shelter. Don't mind doing it. Don't mind giving it my time. Certainly don't mind washing people's hair if they are themselves dirty. I've done that before many a time. So you don't have to be homeless to be dirty. So not above that, but yeah. That's my little story. Should we go back to Nintendo Switch? Tell you what I'll do for a little minute. If I just do that. For a little minute, I just need to get a drinky. It's not going to take long. I just need to fill up a cup. I don't have any facility for that in this room. Got any cup filling? I've done that too strong. Oh God. You know what they do these days? I'm sitting on my headphones wire. You know what they do these days? Oh my God. Oh, it's like drinking diesel. Like what they do is they do double strength squash. So they pack twice as much strength. What they meant was, in the past they'd just been diluting it half, hadn't they, and selling you the weak stuff. And we'd just been buying it up, lapping it up. Nowadays it's like double strength. Oh God. So you don't know how much to pour in, and like you do what I do, and like once it's strong, isn't it? What are you going to do now? Pour that in back in the... No, I just have to drink that. I could drink a bit down and then put some water in. I'm not messing about. Let's just get through it. It's only a drink. Let's get through it. And oh, I've got something to show you as well today. Look, we're on the stream. Got a new thing. It involves, I've got to do this Windows to make this. It's got some buttons like that, look. You see that? It's really difficult to read. I need to change the colour of the text. That's what I need to do. Because all the white gets cut out. Background colour. Can't change the text. That's an issue. But if you do the things, look, there's one. It's got like the, if I move it, you can see it better there. Look, you can see it better there. Set that up. In the time I've not been streaming, I've been working behind the scenes to make this better. There you go. Look. In theory now, when people, what I've done is I opened up with Streamlabs.com. An alert box widget thing, and Streamlabs.com are doing this, and I linked it to my Twitch account, so it's linked to Twitch from Streamlabs, but I use OBS, not Slobs, but it's got that. It worked then, didn't it? So I think with the Prime, Streamlabs Prime sounds like a boy band. Streamlabs Prime, you can get like more facilities, but I'm not paying for Streamlabs Prime. Can I do the same with chat? In theory, I was read down. It's so many. On this page. There's so many. Look, this is your. I'll read the menu. This is my dashboard that I'm reading from. Alert box. That's the thing that I wanted. Alert box. All widgets. Dozens of widgets to add to your stream. Dozens. So there's more. But I'm looking at them, yeah, it seems excessive. Overlays, themes, you can get them, but I think it involves money. I don't know. Cloud bot, a chat bot to moderate and more. Charity, which I like the sound of. Host your own charity stream. But we haven't got up to that yet. I can't even afford my own bread. All right. Streamlabs Prime sounds like a campsite. We could set it up ourselves. It would be popular because it's got a good name. Over 40 apps to enhance your stream here in the App Store. So you could pay money for that. It's got a little thing on it that says pay money. I'm not paying money. Multi-stream. Stream to multiple platforms at the same time. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. Beyond my terms of service, and it costs money. Custom tip page, Twitch panels, YouTube thumbnails, logo maker, intro maker, bio link tool, Twitch clip editor, merch tool, account. Like, it just goes on and on. So I spent some time just looking at the one thing. And even in that, I can scroll this page down to read background color, alert delay, unlimited alert moderation delay, layout, alert parries, profanity filter, custom bad word. It just goes, there's so many settings. So I had a hard week with the Universal Credit people being offensively incapable. So this was enough. It broke my brain to get this set up. But we've got this set up, so that exists. I've got it open as a window because I'm scared if I don't have that open, the dashboard, it won't work. And then I've got this other window, which you can see if I press this button, makes it do that. But the problem is the other window is on white background. So I have to use OBS to take out the white background. It's supposed to be transparent, but it's not. So I take out the white background, and you're left with everything that's on the background colour gone. But that's not good because some of the things are the background colour, so you can't see them. And there's no sound, but there might be sound. We had it running yesterday with the Snippies did some sound. It went ding, but it didn't all come through when she did them. It took like 20 minutes, and then it all came through together. So that's on yesterday's stream, which is now on Ganji Kid YouTube channel. But it's a step forward for the stream, isn't it? It's another step forward. It's a tiny little incremental step, but it is more like what normal streams have now. So, I think we got there. I think we did an improve. And that's the way it works. Same as this little RPG game that we're playing. See how that was a segue? Little RPG game that we're playing. Let's put some more stuff on for sale. Let's have the water lamp. Everyone loves a water lamp. They'll go from there. What kind of shop are we anyway? Because who's going in this shop for their room tools? Who's doing that? Well, I haven't even sold any of them yet. Don't know how much they're supposed to cost. So I like to start off low, but the game thinks you shouldn't. But I don't know what's high and what's low. So we'll just guess, and then it will tell us. They're coming in for a weapon. You're not going to get a weapon. We're not that sort of shop, mate. It's dangerous items. Not going to just be selling dangerous items to the customers. Definitely not. Oh, the fabric's underpriced. They're getting a deal on that fabric. That old lady, she comes in for her fabric. Old Edna, she's always in for her fabric. She must be making something. What are you like doing? What, you're all around there, are you? That three there, that's the what are they called? Don't leave. Oh, he's gone. Leaving without buying things is not a good look in a shop. Those three, they're the what are they called? The street lads. They're the street lads prime. Hey, look, they're running off. Did you see that? One's just run off with a papyrus. I can't. We've been tea-leaved. Someone's chiefed a papyrus. Unbelievable. Someone is stealing from our shop. And I wasn't quick enough. I'm not going to hang around behind there anymore. I'm going to guard the door. We need a bouncer. What are you doing? You've not got anything, have you? No. Wish we had socks for sale. Look, you've got a book. That we sell those. Selling that. Oh, that was underpriced, was it? Oh, you've got a good deal then. Enjoy it. It's not going to be on sale again tomorrow for the same price, you. Nice backpack. There's that old man. He's in every day. He's always looking for things. Right, close up. It's time for you to go. See, look, can you see at the top there? Balance. 26 people went in. And one with a little hat and a burglar's mask. Because burglars wear little masks. What burglars ever wore a little mask like that? No burglar. Oh, no, they did, didn't they? The pirate, not the pirate, the highwayman. It was a feature of highway robbery. In England, you won't have this in America. But in England, in the olden days, before the police... I'm not joking even. We had a society and we didn't have an official police force for a long time. You'd be surprised. They had these fellas, and possibly ladies too. And also people of non-denominative gender. I don't know who was doing what back then. It was a long time ago. But what they would do is they would hold up the horses on... Oh, hold your horses. That's where it comes from. Oh, and then, halt. Who goes there? Your money... They would say, your money or your life. It was rumoured. It is rumoured. And they'd hold up and I'll give them my money. I prefer that because I don't want them to take my life. Oh no, this is a bad deal. And then they'd take the robbery, highway robbery, highwayman. That's what it was called, a highwayman. Because the highways were the sort of more widely used pathways, but we didn't have proper roads. It was olden days. Highways, they were called, just highways and byways. Bigger paths that people used to ride their horses on. Oh, Holt, who goes, very Game of Thrones. Wonder where he got the ideas from. Very Game of Thrones. So you didn't used to have that in America, because when you got started, there were already people there. Let's not forget them. They were already there, having their own little culture. Forget them. Give them some blankets. Oh no, they're going to get poorly. Like the DWP are the modern day highwaymen. They give, in one hand they give, and then in the other hand they punish you, and then take away, and get you on the phone for like hours. I told it before. I'm not going to go over it again, but we had a phone conversation this week that was an hour long, and then the next day somebody else called me, and we had to go through the entire thing again, because they didn't have any. But the point was that at the end of the first hour, we got no resolution. So I knew from the minute I had to go through the whole thing again, and it was taking an hour, I was like, at the end of this, there's going to be no resolution, because yesterday there was no resolution. We went through at the end of the hour, I can't resolve this. We're going to have to call you again tomorrow. And I'm like, we've done this yesterday. Not that. No, they'd take the money and they'd run. So they would actually wear these little masks, these highway robbers. In America, you'd had robbers, but they were like cowboys, weren't they? Cowboys. They were like, woo. Maybe the Lone Ranger wore one of these masks. Or was it the horse? I don't know. But the cowboys were a lot more exciting on horseback. They were horseback. Some of them were good. They weren't all bad. A lot more exciting. They had the guns. It's a fairly similar thing. Fairly similar. But we're talking a few hundred years before in England. So it was a lot more ye olde. Like ye olde cowboys. Imagine ye olde cowboys. It's not ye, it's thee. It's thee. The y was a letter called the Christum, and it was pronounced th. So when you see that ye, it means thee. It would have been pronounced thee. So we'd just say it wrong these days. We've had a robber in the shop. They ran off with one of my hard-earned... look there at the bottom, got robbed. So I'm not happy with that. Have I emptied all my bags? Yeah. Right, I'm off. Let's go. We'll go into town. If we see that robber, I'm going to bash him up. And I don't want any complaints. You want to hear a funny story? You want to hear a funny story? Once I was at a club. Oh, how can I tell this story? Once I was at a club, and this is actually true, so I'm going to do my best. Once I was at a club and I was having a good time. It was a good time evening. 4 decks were being played at the same time by DJ Food and somebody else. See, I should remember the other DJ, but I was mainly there to see DJ Food. Anyway, they were playing on 4 decks, and it was inspiring. I was enjoying it. And there was a fellow there that I'd never met before, but he was finding it equally inspiring and enjoyable. And we shared a drink, but a drink that I'd brought to the club myself. Not that I would take a drink to the club. Like, back then you could smoke indoors. We shared a cigarette, shall we say. That's a better way of saying it. That's legal. And he said, this cigarette's quite a nice cigarette. I said, thank you very much. Don't worry about it, mate. We're all for sharing happy time. It's a happy... Look at them on the 4 decks. We're all having a happy time. He said, oh, let me pay you back for that. And I said, you don't have to give me anything. Don't worry. You don't have to pay me anything. And then later on, he was food and drink. That would work. DJ Food and MC Drink. Later on, he was smoking an interesting cigarette, and he let me have a go on his. And I said, well, that's fine. Then we're equal now, aren't we, mate? We're mates, aren't we? He came to find me to say, look, here, have a smoke of this. I'd got this cigarette on the go, and we were friends. Well, we weren't firm friends. I'd only just met him. It's just having fun at the club. So next day, there was another gig at the same club. Completely different. DJ Food, I can't remember who he was with. Was it Craze? Craze used to do a lot of cutting. And let me just go onto the Nintendo Switch and turn off my face for a minute. It's nice music, isn't it? The big face. So I got into this one night, and it was breakbeat. It was 4 decks. It was cutting and scratching. So it was a vibe. It was a crowd. It was popping. It was hopping. It was great. The next night at the very same club was a hard drum and bass night. Now there's different kinds of drum and bass. This was specifically a before grime music. This is before grime music. It was specifically a style of Bristolian drum and bass that was hard-edged. Wouldn't call it jump up. Call it like, I wouldn't want to call it gangster, but it was probably more informed by, it's going to go off on a bit of a tangent here, but you have to hear me out. It was more informed by a sort of Americanized gangster culture that was being promoted in their rap music, hybridized with a British gangster culture that was occurring in underprivileged, lower economic areas of cities. Predominantly, I don't want to make this about race, obviously, but predominantly in the way rap is a black culture, like predominantly a black culture. Bristol has its historical, more. It's a funny city because it's ethnically diverse in that you've got people of different ethnicities, but you've got like settled communities of all of one ethnicity in different parts, because Bristol was formed on a slave trade. So, it's got historical problematic roots that have led to an actual positive multicultural city, but still a kind of, I don't want to say negative, because it's nice for people to have their own roots and culture in an area, but a less diverse area. So this club was on like the border of that, not in a bad area, but the music that was being presented the next night was a different crowd. I'll say that, a different crowd. But me, I like both. So I went to the second night, the next night, like the very next night. I'm like, I like this club, had a brilliant time. DJs are brilliant. The 4 decks was brilliant. It was a more studenty crowd. There was this fella there that I made friends with who got the gist. He liked the same cigarettes that I like. We shared one, He found me later to be more friendly. Maybe he was... maybe the kind of drinks that he drank that night made him feel more friendly. That sort of thing. Edward Colston statue aside, yeah, I didn't even know about Edward Colston when I lived there, so it's beyond me that. But this club was like that, yeah. So like, then the next night it was hard edge drum and bass with the like that going on, which I really love, I really dig. So I'm there, and they had the dark. I don't know if people know MCs, but like the Bassman crowd. There was an MC called Sweet Pea. I think there was I think I'd gone to see Fearless. I think Fearless was on. In fact, I'm pretty sure Fearless was on. MC Fearless, one of my favourite MCs. But some of the darker people as well, like Bassman and Spider, Trigger T. Like some of the darker, not dark in terms of like, not being racist, like because God no, but dark in terms of tone and musical edge and gangster edge. Like Bassman's been in and out of prison for various offences that I'm not aware of exactly what he's done, but like they talk about some hard edge stuff, and the music's quite hard edge. So it's like it would be the equivalent of, like, in America you've got like Suge Knight. Like we had gangster in our country, we had gangsters, but they didn't shoot. They did shoot each other. There were shootings in Bristol, so I don't know what I'm saying. They didn't. They just like, what I'm saying anyway. This like, it'd be the equivalent of going to a Death Row Records party with Suge Knight and Snoop Doggy and I don't know all of the people. I'm quite into rap, but you know what I mean. It'd be equivalent. The vibe you get at these places, the crowd it draws. So I went there knowing that, but at the same time, the Peaky Blinders are gangsters. They're not even real. I live in Birmingham. There was no, before, when I was growing up, there was no talk of Peaky Blinders. Not until they went on the telly. But yeah, they're based on true stories, but I don't think they really exist. People did sew razor blades into their caps. That did happen, but I don't know if the Peaky Blinders were as dramatic and expansive as the stories would have suggest. But anyway, I went to this rave the next day. The point being, the story is, I went to this rave the next day, and lo and behold, well, because this is crowd, and it's a different crowd, and I'm there and I'm enjoying it, and for me, it's on this same level of it's really good. And lo and behold, turn around, and there's this guy from yesterday, same guy, and I'm like, hey, you know, remember me? And he's like, yeah, oh, hi, remember me? And I'm like, we're here again, like, and he's like, we're here again, look, it, like, you know, it's like fun. And so I make myself a cigarette and share a cigarette with him, and things are good. And I say to him, tonight, I'm also on the lookout for some more cigarettes. I know you can buy them in shops, but not the sort of cigarettes you buy in shops. Trying not to be, you know, naughty on the internet, of course, terms of service. But I'm on the lookout for some cigarettes that you know, special cigarettes that you can't buy in shops. And this guy says, oh, well, look, here's one of them. Smoke this one now. I've got some more. I'll get you some special cigarettes. I'm like, this is good. What another great night we are having. So, like, dancing to the rude music, rude things are happening, the rude things, you know, the rude boy, doing that. And the guy comes back and he's like, I've got the special cigarettes. I've got my mate. He's got the special cigarettes. How much do you want? How many do you want? And I'm like, here's £20 of cash. My friend that I met yesterday that came all the way back from somewhere else to give me a return favour on the special cigarette from yesterday, because there seemed to be, you know, ethic, give a bit, take a bit, you know, yeah, and all that, you know, nice. Yeah, here's 20 quid. Grab it off you, mate. I'm here, dancing away to the music. If you need, that's how much I want. Grab it off you, mate. No worries, you know, dancing all night. You know, he'll come back in a minute. I don't know if it was the effect of the different music. I don't know if it was the effect of the rude boy culture in the room. I don't know if it was the effect of that. But this fella who was nice the day before, who was all keen and, you know, happy to share with me and to share back in return, whose name I learned, who I recognised, you know, who was, in my opinion, a sound geezer, got me my 20 quid. Where's he got me my 20 quid? Where's he gone up and dancing? I've gone to the bar and I'm like, you know, this guy's gone a long time with my 20 quid. So you got other room. I go for a little scout. I found in another room in the club. He's just there. He's just in another room in the club. Different setup, different. Sorry, mate. Sorry, yeah. I'm just looking for him now. But and I'm immediately, you know, I'm not that stupid. I'm immediately like, well, do you think you maybe, if he's not here, should I have the 20 quid back? And we'll just call it a draw. And he's like, no, don't. Just a minute. And he grabbed me and he grabbed this other bloke and he's like, this is my cousin. Wait with my cousin. I'm going to be back in a minute. And he goes off. And I see him go up the stairs to like the toilet or whatever, to somewhere else. He's like, I'm just going to get it now or whatever. So I'm like, hang on. And I'm not sure. So as soon as he's run off up the stairs, I have to say to this guy, do you know him? And he says, no. Never met him before in my life. And I'm like, of course you haven't. You're not his cousin, are you? No, I'm not. I'm like, don't worry, mate. You can go. Like, you don't feel you have to stand with me. Because this guy's confused. He's like corralled. Look, stand here with my cousin. And he thinks I'm his cousin. Like, anyway, like, I've run up the stairs into the toilets. The guy's in the... I'm just... and I don't know what he's messing about at. But then he's barged me out of the way. And then he's off down the stairs. So I'm now chasing... I don't know the guy. I met him the day before. I thought he was sound. He's not providing the same level of social soundness as he was yesterday. So I'm compelled, because he's got my 20 quid for those cigarettes. I'm compelled to run after him. And I run after him down the stairs. And he sees that I'm coming after him. He's out the front. He's gone out the front. The bouncers are there. So the bouncers are there, and he's like, the bouncers, come with me. And I'm like, at this point, I know the score. I'm too streetwise to go out of the club. Oh no, I'm too streetwise to go out of the club. Like, I'm not going round the corner with you, mate, because you haven't got it in your pocket, off your mate, off your friend. Where's this? Where's that? You've got my 20 quid, and if I go round the corner with you outside the club, we're gonna have to find out if I can take it off you. Like, I'm not doing that. And so, like, it's not worth it to me. So instead, I just basically hung out by the door you know, where the bouncers are, like inside, in the club, listening to music. I had a cigarette, you know, stood there a bit. Like, he's there, and like after about 10 minutes of him saying come out, and me saying no, just come in. I'll have the 20 quid. I don't care. I don't want it anymore. Just come in. Like, after about 20 minutes of that, he has to walk away, doesn't he? Because his choice is to come in and face me in front of, like, you know, where, not being funny, like, obviously the bouncers are not just going to take my side, but, you know, in a more fair arena than round the dark corner. He's going to have to come in and face me. And I didn't like this, because I'm not, in this rude boy rave, I'm not the rudest boy, am I? But, like, this thing is happening, so I just have to deal with it. So, I stood my ground. He went off. He gone. So in the end, I paid an extra 20 quid that night, and I carried on enjoying my night, you know. I don't know, it tainted it a little. I've still got this story to tell, haven't I? But at least it didn't end up with me getting beat up or stabbed. And yeah, I didn't see that guy again. You know, and if I did, he probably avoided me, didn't he? Because his choice was to leave the club instead of just coming and dealing with me, so... I say dealing with me, that was never going to happen, was it? He never had it. I don't know why. The second night, I think it was the music. I think the first night, the vibe was so cool and so nice. It made people feel cool and nice. And the next night, the vibe was so dark and... I like that dark edge music, but it did make me think after that as well. It did make me think, you know, reflect on that. Yeah. Drum and bass, hey? You know, bad boy drum and bass. So in the future, I didn't go to many bad boy drum and bass raves after that. I still love drum and bass, but bad boy drum and bass and the dark side didn't hold as much. It still holds certain fascination for me. I remember once I went to a festival, and we were supposed to be going to this festival to watch. I need to just quickly do a Nintendo Switch for a second. Big face. We went to this festival to watch. It was Breakbeat. It was the Global Gathering, I think it was. Was it the Global Gathering? We went. My sister was dating a DJ, and they were playing at this festival, and we were specifically going to watch them. And I was taking this new partner of mine who had not experienced these festivals before. We got in, and I was like, I think my friend Matt was there with us as well. And I was like, hang on, I can hear this. Like, you got breakbeat, you got house music, you got this, you got happy vibes, you got this. I can hear out the corner of my ear, and I'm like, that's bass, man. I was like, that's the bass. The sounds of the bass. And I'm like, that's the bass, man. I know it is. So I've gone over, and amongst this big festival of, you know, swirling flings, tents, and fairground rides, happy days, amongst this dance festival vibe, there's this. It's not a tent. It's not a tent. It's not even a stage. It's like tables. Like high tables. It is a stage, but it's the worst thing. It's the lowest quality you could put together and officially give the name stage. Like, you might want to call it a stand. It's higher up, and on it they've got a deck table, set of decks. Like one of those like flashing lights, although it doesn't matter because it's the daytime and it's a festival and it's all flashing lights, and like it's coming to evening. It's just like a really, you don't need that flashing light. It's doing nothing. We're outdoors, and there's like a small, like 30 people. There's a fence. There's about 30 people. You know, it's not like a proper banging session. It's about 30 people, and you know, like as I approach, because it's the bass man, and it's the dark drum and bass. So amongst these 30 people, you've got some of the... how do I want to say this? You've got some of the most volatile, potentially, rudest of the boys, and the girls maybe, and the people of non-denominative gender. Probably not. They probably don't put up with that sort of stuff. I don't know. I don't know what their policy is. They don't have a policy. It's not an official gang. Look... I don't know. Look, anyway, I'm making jokes where I shouldn't. There's some nefarious looking characters. You know, Bassman himself, I think, has only got like, you know, one tooth and a missing eye. Do you know what I mean? Like, the nefarious characters are huddled around this little tent. This not a tent, a stand. It should have a marquee. They don't. It's a little stand. And Mistress Mo is playing old school drum and bass, and Bassman's giving it the full bassman. So I'm there with, and the other people that are there, you only get like a 30-40 little group. The other people that are there are the people that are so blasted from years of raving. They've heard this MC for years. They've heard Mistress Mo playing the old school for years. They are from the old school, and you can tell because they are blasted. They're blasted from raving, and they're just there, like barely able to stand up, still bopping, like the old man in the corner, but he's in the middle, still bopping. Like they are blasted, and they're there. They're all. This is like a mini thing. It's just like a little in amongst all this wonderful. Oh, do you want to go and see Basement Jacks? They're big and famous, and you know them. Yeah, I'd like to go and see Basement Jacks. They're big and famous, and I know them. But at the same time, I'd like to stand here by this awful little scruffy. You want to call it a stage, but it's not. Awful little stage, and this slightly quieter because their big speakers aren't as big, but you know it's still loud and like clatterous, noisy, like aggressive drum and bass sound, and this angry older gentleman giving it the nasty shouting. I'd quite like to stay here as well. And my new partner that hasn't experienced these raves and things is like, do you really? This doesn't look like the cool crowd. Let's go over and I'm like, well, I just like put my head down and did a bit of raving, like, you know, if I just put my head down and do a bit of dancing, maybe she'll just, you know, maybe I don't have to answer any more questions. And I was there for about 3 hours. I got dragged away about 20 minutes. For me, it felt as long as I could make it, but I got dragged away, didn't I? Dragged away. But they were there, weren't they? They were there at the big festival raves, at the way, you know, your big, you know, Basement Jacks, you Daft Punk and all the big names, Fatboy Slim, all the big names were playing the big stage, and the breakbeat stage had all the big names of breakbeat music of my era. The big names of breakbeat music of my era. But I wanted to stay at that dark and dingy, like the grimy little club, realised in an outdoor setting. That's where I wanted to stay. That's where I felt comfortable. Yeah. I don't know. That's another story, isn't it? They were just stories. We'll do 15 minutes. We'll do another little dungeon run. Let's have my face. Yeah, we'll do another... I bet I'm out of sync now, aren't I? I'm turning the old face on and off. 1, 2. If I'm out of sync now, all I did was turn the face on and off. 1, 2, if I'm out of sync now, all I did was turn the face on and off. I'm out of sync now. That's a chuffer, isn't it? I don't know how to fix it. All I did was turn my face off and on. Didn't work, did it? Turn it off and on again. That didn't work. We do it loads. That'll help. Definitely help. Right, so let's do a quick dungeon. It doesn't matter if I'm out of sync because I've done all the talking. And now it's time for a little quick dungeon run to fill up our bag. Look at our little empty looking bag there. We're going to be grinding for heals as well. And at some point in the future, we're going to go and take... Oh, did I change my weapon? Yeah, I've got a big sword. In the future, we're going to take on the boss. But for now, we're just going to go on another little cheeky run. Just going to fill up our bag. It's out of sync. I think you should turn it off for a couple of seconds and give it some time to refresh. Okay. Turn that off. I mean, I can turn it off for as long as I want. I've got ages. All the time in the world. Look at the loading screen. You'd enjoy it more if it was more jazzy. I think loading screens are better if they're jazzier. 1, 2, check, 1, 2. That even looks better now. How'd you do it? You're like some kind of magician. We're here in the Gollum dungeon, but we've got a big sword. Oh! Oof! So let's have a look at that. Uh-oh. Ugh. Chop! Oh, in one. I don't care about it. You're all getting chopped. Chopped for pieces. And I also saw some green down here. Whee! Always follow the green. There you go. Look at that. In America they call money green, don't they? We don't do that in England because only some of our banknotes are a greenish hue. But the best banknotes in the UK, the biggest, I suppose the best are probably the 20s or the 5s. I don't know why I don't like the 10s. I don't know why I don't like them. But the 20s or the 5s. And then the 50s, that's the biggest one you get. They're the ones that people are like, oh, the 50s. Is that real? Can I check it with the pen before I let you have the cigarettes? The 50s. I got that for my birthday, mate. Wanderer dungeon. We're in a slightly harder dungeon now. So that's better, I think. Oh, you get... Oh! No! Chop that. Right, that's that. Oh, that thing's flying into me. You need to have your brain about you, your wits about you. That little thing... Right, that's gone. It's all gone. That little thing that's following us around that does the little... That's ours. That's That little thing following us around, that's a little pet helping. That's helping. Oh, that. There's no socks. There's never any socks. This is, look, that's ancient pot. Ancient pot. I don't know if it'll get you high. It's old. Might still work. No, it's the same price, mate. Ugh! No deals. No. Yeah. No half price. Oh, I went through the smoke. That was stupid. Now I'm poisoned. Poisonous smoke. See, it's got a theme. Ancient pot and poisonous smoke. Broken sword, we'll have that. And as soon as we get down to low health, I'm not going to heal up. I'm just going to bail out and we're going to go to town. We'll call it a successful run. As long as we've got some stuff to sell. Ugh. Change over to the punchy fists. Quick punchy fists. Oh, skeleton and a water spray. Right, you're going. Don't want any water being sprayed around. Scary man. The scary man's not scary to me. Ah! Ah! Punch him in his bones. Punch him in the bone. Bone. You wouldn't. You'd look for the soft. There's no. Oh, I want to get the. No soft tissue on a skeleton. Oh, what's that now? Hang on. I'll just have them. I think they break if I get hit too many hits. Destroys an artifact in that direction. That's not good. We don't want that to happen. Immediately sends that to the shop. That's good. We want that for that, which is vulnerable. So we'll have that for that. It's like a little puzzle game. I like it. What's that doing? Destroys an artifact in that direction. So that's got to go on this side. Like that. So it's destroying nothing. And we don't know what that is. It's a mystery. Would you like to take that, or would you? If you're ever, I've got to be quick because I need to walk the dog in a little bit and eat food and all that. And if it's out of sync, I shouldn't do this. Shouldn't do big face if it's out of sync, food and all that. And if it's out of sync, it's working properly. It's working fine. Nigel fixed it. If it's out of sync, don't worry. Look, do you want to take the box? If you're ever on no deal or deal or deal or no deal, right? If you're ever on no deal or deal or deal or no deal, if that ever happens to you, if you're ever on deal or no deal or deal or no deal, if you're ever on other shows, it's a bit different from Millionaire because you want to push. It's risk reward. But if you're ever given the opportunity, do you want to keep this, the money? Do you want to open the box? Right. First of all, deal or deal or deal or no deal. Mystery item. Deal or deal or deal or no deal. They're all the same. It's not about your lucky number. It's not about which. You might as well open them 1 to 10. 1 to 11, 1 to... It just don't matter. Do you want to say, oh, it could be this or it could be that? I don't know. It couldn't. It's just probabilities. You look at the board, what's left, work it out. Schrodinger's cat, they're all that. They're all the same probability, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All of them, they're all... That could be 1 in 10, it's that. 1 in 10, it's that. 1 in 10, it's the same for all the boxes. You take some of them out. Okay, now I've got so many that are... It doesn't matter what you took out. It's luck. It's random. So now you've got fewer good ones and more bad ones. Like you've got the smaller numbers are in those boxes more often. So open the boxes more freely. The probability is it's the smaller numbers. Just get on with it. If it's the other way around and there's lots of big numbers and not many small numbers, I'm not going to be so free to open these boxes. There's a high chance I could be revealing some big numbers. Let's just slow down. But it doesn't matter about my favourite number or this. It's just that calculation. Just done quickly. Just done that. And if they ring you up on that phone, I've got halfway through this game now and empty boxes of this and that, a penny or whatever. Halfway through this game of no deal or deal or no deal, right? Halfway through no deal or deal or no deal or no deal. Halfway through that. And if it was played like that, I'd be like, yeah, it would. Noel wouldn't like me. He'd be trying to jazz it up with his things and his, oh, what do you think is in the envelope if I put it on my head? No, Noel. No. Look, I've done the equation. It works out in my favour. Open the next box. Which number do you want? Just whatever number. You can choose. I don't care. The next one along. It doesn't... They've all got the same probability. I'd be curmudgeonly like that. Then they'd ring me up, right? They'd ring me up, right? And then they'd be like on the phone, it's the banker. I'd be like, is it the banker? Because really, it's the producer, isn't it? It's the producer that's got the bank account, that has got we're allowed to give away this amount of money this week. I'd be like, look, how much money are you allowed to give away this week? Why don't we start there? What's your budget for the week? No, look, it's the producer. Anyway, look, it's the banker. They offer you the money, right? Now what I've got is I've got some money. Imagine this. Let's say they offer you 30 grand and you've got chances to win 250 grand in the boxes or whatever it is. Just numbers out the air. There's big numbers in the boxes. Oh yeah, there's big numbers, but I've got 30 grand now. So like, it's like, imagine we start from there. I've got 30 grand. Do you want to risk that 30 grand on opening some of these boxes? No, mate. I don't want to play your silly box game. I'll take my reasonably large amount of money. Of course, if you're only left with a penny, if they're ringing you up and offering you 50p, open the boxes, what the hell. You know, if the banker is ringing you up and offering you any sort of financial reward, any boon, start from there. Say, okay, I've got 50 grand now. I could play a game of chance with my 50 grand, my 30 grand, my 20 grand, my 2 grand, whatever it is. I could play. Millionaire's a bit different because it's not just chance, it's your intellect. It's risk reward. But opening the boxes is pure chance. I know the numbers. I know it's a 1 in 4 that I open up at 250. Do I want to risk 30 grand, whatever they've said on the phone, on a 1 in 4? Would you flip the coin? Would you flip a coin for your own 30 grand? No, you wouldn't. You're not going to walk into a casino with 30 grand in your pocket and put it on red. Let's go. You're not, are you? Like, not if you're sensible. So in this casino, this world of boxes, Nolan and his banker, they've rung you up and they've said, like, welcome to the casino, here's 30 grand. Can I just leave the casino now? Yes, you absolutely can. I'm a winner. Do you know what I mean? If I went in the casino and I tried to gamble my own money and I won 30 grand, I'd say that's good winnings. So let's leave. Let's go. Oh, but Noel says, no, wait, Noel says, you could win 250 grand, big banker. Ooh, I'd say, what are the odds? 1 in 4? You want me to put that on essentially a 1 in 4? Like a roll of dice? You want me to roll a dice with this money? Thanks, but no thanks, Noel. I'm out. Like, so I'd just open a series of boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They'd ring me up and they'd say some money. And then that'd be it, game over. That's the money, is it? Thanks. My hard work of opening up boxes has led to an immediate and quite substantial financial payout. Great, good game. I wouldn't go, we're not going for 250. We're not gambling, okay, there's a one, risky, game show. No, it's my lucky number. He's got the 7. And they go through, don't they, on the line, like, this guy drives, I like riding motorbikes. Oh, do you like riding motorbikes? Oh, this guy, he likes riding motorbikes. Do you want to open his box because he likes riding motorbikes? What's that got to do with it, Noel? What's the motorbikes got to do with it, Noel? The people are irrelevant, Noel. They're just numbers to me. And they're like, I'm sending you this cosmic energy and I'm sending you these energies. No, Noel. No, Noel. Forget the people on the boxes. We're in a casino. They're just numbers on the roulette table, aren't they? Open them 1 to 10. Open them 1 to 10, Noel. And they'd offer me the money. I'd be out. I'd be gone. And then they go, do you want to open all the other boxes and find out what you want? I'd say, no, I don't. That's... It's like rolling a dice 20 times and seeing if you get a 6. Yeah, so what? Bye, Noel. You carry on with your funny game show. If you ever get the chance, do what Scotty Hotty's top tips, do what I've said. You'll come out on top. Because you go down that road, opening the funny things. No. The producer can slip a thing and change a thing. Suddenly you're out with 50p. Suddenly you're on that last switcheroo. Do you want to keep your box or switch? That's the other one I hate. Do you want to keep your box or switch it? Well, it doesn't matter. It's the most meaningless of all the decisions. Because it's a 50-50. It's absolutely guaranteed. You don't know what's in the 2 of the boxes. You don't know what's in them. Like, it's one of 2 things and there's 2 boxes. But you don't know which one you've got. It's the most meaningless choice. It's a 50-50. So at that point, just make the choice. It doesn't matter. So just choose any. It's the most... But they pour over that, should I? Oh, the crowd are yelling and people care. No, that is Schrodinger's cat. If my brain was a factory, I'm sure it'd be on fire at all times. Yeah, Big Bertha the machine would be spitting out things on fire. Oh, God. So, yeah, it's meaningless. So don't do it. Don't risk the money on a meaningless 50-50. Just take the free money and go. That's my top tip for open the box based game shows. I think we can stop talking about that now and go back to Nintendo Switch, where we are... because look, we've got a mystic item, that's why. I don't know what it is. Seems fun though, doesn't it? Seems delightful to not know what it is. But it's going to be one of these things, guaranteed. Just another one of those. It's not going to be something strange, it's just going to be one of them. Oh, I've fallen off! That cost us 5 health, that was a mistake. Just have a little look in there again. Right, I've got punching. I've got this. Whee! Uh-oh. This is gonna... There's gonna be some... Gonna be... No! It's got me. I've fallen off the edge again. Okay, this is problematic. I need to pull my stuff together. Okay, we're going big sword. Hang on. Chomp. Ugh, no one's getting me. No one's getting me. No one's getting me. You can't... I'm like water. Bruce Lee said, be like water. I'm like water. Be like water. If you put me in a cup, I'm a cup. If you pour me on the floor, I'm water. I mean, what do you want from me? Ah, now I'm trapped in a slime. Be like water. There's loads of little ones. They need to go. That needs to go. Do not chomp me. Not me. No. It's getting hairy. That. Ooh. Misses. Now you. Oh. I thought I could do that. I thought I could do it. Look at all the things we killed. Death by misadventure. You lose everything. All that's gone. We were only going to do some looting up, so we got what we did win. What's yours? We should do the game show month. We should finish that tomorrow, next week. We should actually. I'm getting back in the vibe, aren't I? We should do it. Well, this is yours. This is what you could have won. This is yours. This is safe. This is in the bank. If they ever do that with you, do you want to risk it or do you want to gamble it? It's in the bank. It's in the bank. Safe. I'll take it home, mate. It's mine. It's mine now. So do you want me to gamble with my? No thanks. I'm not a gambling man. But what we keep and what we keep safe and we take home there is 3 bars, 2 rocks, 2 glass eyes, and 3 little choo-choo jellies. So that's not good enough. That's not even worth the 200 that it cost us to exit the dungeon. Look, we got murdered by giant slime. Seems a shame. I think I can beat those slimes. Another day, we'll have to go back to town. And what's lovely about this is they wrote this into the script of the story. It's a bit dull on the load. They could have had a jazzier loading screen. But they wrote it into the script. The little old man told me in the game. He said like that when you die in there, it's magic in a way, and you get dumped out, but it keeps your stuff. But you keep you lose your bag, but you keep you. So you're not really dead. So don't worry. You sort of just dumped out. Look. Ooh. There you go. Live to fight another day. So you go straight back in if you want. Straight back in if you want. We're going to go to our little house and we're going to save by sleeping in our little bed because we've got our little ass kicked. Got our little ass kicked. So we don't want to know about any of that. Actually, I'll tell you what we can do. We can surprise the townsfolk. Here, look, they're not going to see this coming. Let's surprise the townsfolk. Le Retailer, loads of money. Can I afford that? 5500 21186 1 2 3 4 digits. 1 2 3 4 5 digits. Yeah, I can afford that. Look at this. Look at this beneficent. Who are we? Who are we? Town beneficiary. Been out working our little chops off. What have we done here? Little fountain, little shop, little fella. I just spent the money. I just did that. Let's talk to this. You are a merchant. No, I'm not just a merchant. Does that mean you can only care about the money? No, I've just built a thing in town. I've just built you a... There's a new shop now. I did that. Oh, you're ungrateful. Here we are, look. There's a little fountain. Oh, chop that down. Just cleaning my sword, mate. Sorry, I was just cleaning my sword. Is it not for cleaning swords? Oh, sorry, I just dropped it because it's wet now. My sword. It was slippy and I just dropped it. So I was just. Oh, there's a chicken out there. Where's the chicken going? He's going across. Chickens. Can I kill them? No. Don't kill the chickens. That would be mean. They're gone. So anyway, hi. My name's Ganji Kid. Got a spider in my hair. Ah! Did you see that? Ah! Spider in my hair there. Ah! You don't want that. You don't want that in your hair. My name's Ganji Kid. So, I don't know if you realise, but I just fitted your shop out for you. Welcome, friends, to the marvellous Le Retailer. He's called Julian, which he might be French. Julien. Might be he, she, they. Might be French. But Also, Le Retailier sounds a bit French, doesn't it? Canadian French, maybe. But he's not speaking in French. Just Le Retailier. The newest and by far the best shop in Rhinoka. Well, I mean, I've also got a shop, mate, and since I've just spent like 5.5, I don't know how much, is it 5,500? I just spent like 4 digits, 5 and several 3 digits worth, that's 1,000. I've just spent $5,000 on your shop, mate. So I know it's nice and it's new, it's definitely new. I know it's new because I just spent the chuffing money to put it in there, didn't I? But it's a bit rude because I've got a shop down the road, mate, and saying yours is the best. I mean, I'm just putting my end here, mate. I'm just trying to do my best. But as part of doing my own shop, I'm investing in the rest of the town. So I don't know if you realise this, but I just set you up. So it's a bit rude, isn't it? I've got a shop down the road. You might say nice things about my shop next time you pop by. Oh, you're Will, correct? Owner of Moonlighter. Oh, he gets it. He gets it. I'm Julian. Thank you for requesting a retailer. Requesting's a funny word, isn't it? Paying for. I look forward to our healthy competition. It's competition? Well, that was daft, wasn't it? Why have I done that? Set up the competition. I suppose maybe I stand to benefit. Maybe he's going to pay me, and then it's like a subversion of competition. Maybe I stand to benefit. I don't think so. Oh, hello. Small ancient pot. We're back with the ancient pot. It has a small crack or two, but it could still hold something. Beautifully crafted. Curious. He's selling it for 450 gold. I sell them for a lot cheaper than that, mate. 675 gold. I sell it for a lot cheaper than that, mate. 1,800. I sell mine for like 500, mate. You're a rip-off, you are. Real rip-off. I get all this stuff in, mate, and look how expensive that's being sold for. I sell those for a lot less than that, mate. You're a chuffer, you are. What, strong leaves. Not reasonably priced, but strong leaves. What's that, a broom? I used to have one of them. What's going on here, mate? I used to have a broom. I've got gloves now, mate. Oh, and a big sword. So just mind your fountain on the way out. Oh, mind your fountain on the way out. I'm sure it's very nice when it looked new. Someone scratched your fountain, mate. Ah, there's a spider in my hair. This is the shop. It's got some cobwebs on it. I think it's because they know it's Halloween, but in the game it's January, so it doesn't make sense. Got an inverted crucifix there. That's a bit heavy, isn't it? Inverted crucifix with someone's head on. Oh, it's a pumpkin. Still, it represents a head. This is the shop. Look, we've got tables. We're selling. I haven't got much for sale, have we? We're selling glass lenses, and we're selling them at 100. So come and get your glass lenses. Out the back here, we've got a little. Look, we've got a little chest there. Got a little chest there. That's got nothing in it. Little chest, big chest there. Oh, look at that. Oh, we're the shop, mate. We're the shop. It's even got it written there, shop. It's upside down, but you can still read it. Shop. It looks like it might say DOS. Doze. Like Homer Simpson. Doze. Doze. Don't doze off. DOS. Look, we're the shop. Home. It should. When the people come in, they'll see the sign that says home, and they'll think, hang on, is this somebody's home or is this the shop? No, through there's the home. I need the shop sign on this side, so when people come in, they see shop. Oh, it's the shop. Should put it outside, really, shouldn't we? It's not doing any good here. Like, I get up in the morning and I don't know where I am. Oh, dear. What's through there? I don't know. Glad I put a sign above my own doorway, so I know where to go in my own house. I might start doing that in my own house. I might put a sign on the kitchen that says kitchen. Why don't they do it? In fact, in public, they do it, don't they? In public. You've picked up on the lingo. Nice. But the lingo in Drag Race is like multi-layered, because it's not only is it British lingo, but it's also drag race lingo as well. So I have to pick up on the lingo from drag. It's like Inception. We're in 2-3 layers of it now. Yeah, so the shop. I notice I'm calling it a shop and not a store. That's English as well. But we should have the shop sign outside, and in public you get a lot of signage, don't you? A lot of buildings have what they are written on them. A lot of buildings. We're the bank. This is where you get your eggs. A lot of buildings have bread merchant, pancakes. You have that in America, pancakes. You do have that. I'm running out of things. Pets. You shouldn't buy pets from shops. I don't know if you can see me. Let's do the big face, because I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Got my hand up. This is me. This is the shop sign, like that. You can see. Shop sign, like that. Shop sign. It's like in a film where you're going through like a montage and the things are moving past like that. The shop signs. Tools. Fireplace. All sorts of hardware now. Hardware. Groceries. We don't have that in England. Food. Food. Tesco. The website's down today, so you can't even buy any food. Look, so that's what we have. Shops with all the buildings got all the around my house. But I'm written on when you're a kid. I had this little thing on my door that said my name. Scott's room. Like a little tile. When you're a kid, you have that. That's my director's hat. That's so you know what. Yeah. So while I'm waving my hands, I'm not ready to cover my vital organs. You need these days as director, you need to be able to, because when you're shooting movies, too soon. No, it's not too soon. It's fine. It's fine. Do people eat pancakes in the UK? No, we have it. Honest to God, you will not believe this. This will sound absolutely mad to you in America, but this is true, and Nigel will back me up. In England, we eat pancakes on one day of the year, right? On one day of the year. We don't eat them any other day of the year unless you go to McDonald's in the morning. You're allowed, but they're not like full, like it's McDonald's. One day of the year, it's not Canada. It's Pancake Day, we call it. It's Jesus Day. It's a Jesus Day. It's the day when, oh God, I've got to get this right. We have it. What's the concept is that Jesus. Oh God. Why are pancakes connected to Jesus again? It's something to do with Lent. And you're going to go into fasting for 40 days and for 40 nights like Jesus went into the desert and the devil tempted him. And it leads up to Easter, I think. It leads up to, or it's after. I don't know. But before that, you need to use up your butter and your eggs and your milk. So you make pancakes. And we have them with lemon juice. They're a bit more like crepes. They're a bit more like the thin crepes. They're not the big fluffy ones like you get in America. And you put lemon juice on them and a bit of sugar, traditionally. Tradition. Lemon juice. So, like you would think, because in America, I've seen it on the movies. We all long for this. In the UK, we long for those pancakes in the movies. We've seen them. They've got blueberries in them, and they're fluffy and towered up. And people pour syrups. The syrup is on a jug on the table. It's before Easter. See, look, confirmed in chat. 40 days and 40 nights before Easter. It's a Jesus-related matter. We use up our remaining eggs and like. It's like we're going to sort of hibernation. We have Pancake Day, Shrove Tuesday it's called. And so we, instead of having every day of the year, lovely fluffy pancakes and syrup and enjoyment, we save it for one day of the year. Only allowed it on one day of the year. We do it on one day of the year. And then we put lemon juice. Horrible, bitter, sour lemon juice. We put bitter, horrible, sour lemon juice. I have had traditional American pancakes. I did visit America on one occasion. I was fortunate enough to go when we did the Eddie Strongman filming, and we were in America. And this is going to make it sound extra glamorous, but our you don't call it a hotel when it's not. It's a motel. Holiday Inn. Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. If anyway, look. If you're in America and like we stayed in this quite I don't want to say shabby because I don't want to make it sound bad, but I was a bit surprised to learn that they gave me a key, and I went to my room and it was the wrong room and it opened the door, and I was like, oh god, this is a problem. I mean, sorry. This is not my room, but I opened it with this key by mistake. So, and then my friend Matt was trying the other doors, and his key opened all the doors. So we went back and told them, you've given us the keys that open all the doors. And then they gave us the keys that didn't open all the doors, that only opened our doors. And I thought, I wonder how often that happens and how safe I am. And then my door, in a hotel, you go in the building, and then they give you a key, and you go on a little corridor, and then you're in there, and that's your little room. So you feel safe, because for anyone to get on your floor, they've got to come through the main. You're in a building. This motel, they're little buildings. It's like a building, but there's no corridors. They're outside the corridors are. Once you've got your key, your room is just, the doorway is on America, like that. Just your door opens up. I mean, my front door here opens out into England, so I don't know why this is a problem to me. But when it's a smaller facility like this, when I'm not in charge of the security, my door just opens out and there's the pavement. I don't think you call it that in America, do you? The sidewalk. There's the sidewalk. There's America. And not only is that America, but there's like a bit of a car park, and there's a waffle. Do you call it waffle hut? It's good. It definitely clearly states what they're selling on the waffle thing. There was one of them. So it wasn't the most glamorous. It wasn't like a 4-star. It's one of those where of an evening there'd be several people like doing things in the car park, and I wouldn't ask them what they were doing. I don't know what an IHOP is, to be honest. Again, I've heard that on the telly on America. We romanticise in the UK about these things, and one day I'm going to go to America, and when I do, I'm going to eat the pancakes like the Americans do, and I'll probably use the IHOP, probably if I knew what it was. But there was a petrol station nearby as well. So, is that what it is? International House of Pancakes. I see. I've learned something today. I actually thought it meant something to do. My theory on it was that, the iPhone. The iPhone. It's a phone, isn't it? But iPhone. So I thought it was something to do with, I thought maybe it might have something to do, hip hop. And, for some reason I couldn't picture hip hop and the iPhone concepts going together. So the other thing I thought was like bunny hop. Like a bunny hop. And then, like the 1960s dancing, it was probably before the 40s dancing, 50s dancing, where they're all like rocking and rolling, bopping and I thought it might have something to do with some kind of modern version of a themed around the giggity hop dancing. Anyway, it's not that, it's pancakes. It's the most up-to-date pancakes that you can get. The most up-to-date pancakes that you can't charge unless you've got a specific charger from your own. You're only allowed to use their syrup. But that's, in England we don't have that. We don't. You do these days because we've been Americanized, and people want what they want, and you can get it. People think they're clever in the kitchen because they can make it. Whatever, fine. But we don't have the culture of a big IHOP or Waffle House and the people in there chuffing on that. We don't really have that. So neither do we push for it. Like, we just, self-cooking pancakes. I thought that was a real thing then. I was like, they sound good. I'll have to try them, but they don't. Yeah, we don't have that really, but we do have sometimes. There will be. I promise you, if you were craving pancakes, you'd be able to find a pancake establishment, or at least an establishment that also served them. But you might not make your $1 billion. You might not, because maybe the British taste is to not be. I don't know. Maybe they'd love it. I'd certainly pop down there if they would serve me a vegan one. We had milkshake. I remember we had a milkshake bar in our town, and it was a new thing. This is when I was younger. It was like a new novel. Oh, look, a milkshake bar like the Americans have. Before that, we just have to drink standard milk. But we don't go in for these things. And when we do go in for pancakes, we do them once a year, and we put lemon juice on them. The pancake missionary. Oh God! I'm sure there'll be a lot of people's lives will be transformed at the because I'm sure they're quite filling as well and fulfilling, spreading, literally spreading the word, Spreading. You see, because because pancakes. It's spread out. Don't mind me. It's made me want to eat pancakes more than ever. I haven't got a facility for that around here. There's no choice for me. In fact, I don't even have a car because my mum crashed her car this week. So she's not badly hurt. The car is slightly damaged. And the people came and took the car away from the front of the house to repair it. Never see that again. To repair it. They've took it away. Then we do have a McDonald's. It is 24 hour. But I will not be going there because I'm a vegan. So sometimes I do pop by there on request of other people. And feel quite bad that I'm sort of... I like doing my friends a favour. Oh, do you want a McDonald's? Oh, okay, I'll go around. I'll drive. I don't mind. I'm not drunk. I don't mind. But personally, I'm not going to be having any of their McDonald's burgers because, I'm vegan. So it's bad. They're not even... I don't want to give them... I'll buy the chips from someone else that's not also selling all those burgers. It's made me want a McDonald's burger now, talking about it. I'm still programmed that way. I still got taken there as a child for a celebration. Oh, yummy. Happy Meal. Yummy. Chips, yeah, not even a chips. Not even a chips. What's the point? Just, I do ask, I see, have you got that new veggie burger, that new vegan burger? And they say, listen, mate, you're at McDonald's. Just don't get funny with us. That's what they say. It's not like in America where you've got, in America, I can't get that plugged in there now. It's plugged in now. In America, people have to be nice to each other for a job. Right? If you're in a job, you're expected to be nice to people. But in the UK, none of that. Right? Yeah, exactly. McPlant. I know it sounds... I argued this point on the internet that it would be wrong for a vegan to promote the McPlant because it's still promoting McDonald's and let's not celebrate that they're doing a vegan burger. Let's just go somewhere else that's more vegan. But if I was going past McDonald's and my friend said, oh, can we stop and get a McDonald's? Come the drive-through? And I go, okay, no problem, we'll do that. And then I'll have a vegan burger, then fine. That would happen. It would. Even though it goes against my principles. The Impossible Burger from Burger King, we don't have a burger. We don't have a Burger King in the small town that I live in, nor in the area. If you can believe that. We don't have one. It's like being deprived, isn't it? It's like being a deprived child. We did used to have a Burger King. We did used to. We had one in the 90s. But it got closed down. Turned into a Subway. Some people prefer Subway. Some people don't. But yeah, we don't even do... So, a McPlant with cheese. Yeah, I don't want the cheese. Yeah. Knowing them, there'll be like dandruff on the sprinkles. Look, anyway. Why am I talking about going to McDonald's? I'm hungry now. It's pancakes. Yeah, in Britain, we do have pancakes, but we only have them once a year. We make them thin, and we put horrible lemon juice on them, so you can't even enjoy them. But actually, I do enjoy them. They're nice. It's a tradition. It's a tradition. So we should do it forever. If it makes sense or not, we should do it forever. It's a tradition. It's not real tradition. Obviously, they didn't always put lemon juice on them in the same way as we do. They didn't always use the same sort of ingredients. They didn't use the same low-fat vegan spread instead of the butter, did they? It's not butter, is it just flour and milk? Is it just flour and milk? They don't use the vegan milk in the old days. They might have done. Do you know what I'm really tempted to do? Drive to McDonald's now after this conversation. You see, it's like a subconscious thing. Even though I don't want to eat the horrible dead animal burgers, I do. There's still part of me that's like, oh, do you remember they're talking about that? Oh. Buying veggie options from the meat centre in Harry Sports, yeah. The problem I've got, I like the perfect world idea of we buy more vegan stuff from McDonald's and like 20 years down the line, McDonald's is a vegan restaurant. That would be great. But what actually happens is they take the profit and they give it to the marketing department, and the marketing department are choosing to do this vegan stuff now. They weren't choosing it to do it 10 years ago when they could have done. Veganism existed 10 years ago, but it wasn't good for the marketing. It wasn't good for the profit margin, whatever. They'll do it now because, they want to be seen to be socially progressive because it's good for your brand image. They're doing it for brand image, aren't they? So I give them my money as a vegan and they use it to promote the bad things in equal to, they're promoting the burgers with it. That's what they're doing. They're setting up another abattoir with that money. So if they open up another restaurant, we set up another abattoir, don't we? I mean, it's that sort of thing. And okay, we can affect change by spending our money in different ways. But that's why I think we should affect change by spending our money in different ways. But I have had it argued to me by some vegans that I respect that we should do it the other way and just buy McDonald's food if it's vegan. I don't know. I'm not a hardliner. I don't think that we should, I have those principles, but as I've said, if I will drive through the drive-through if my mates want me to, and I will get whatever McDonald's has to offer that's vegan if I'm there at the time. It will happen one day. So I'm not going to say I'm so principled I'll never do that. I'm not going to do it. But I've also been on group, like nights out, group. There was an ASMR meetup that I went on, and they all went to McDonald's, and I just wouldn't go in. I'm just like, I did go in. I looked at it, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to stay here with you. I've come in and I can't stand it anymore. I'm going. I just don't. Sometimes it's not like making a stand for like principles. It's just that I don't feel like it. It's not for me. So, I don't go, yes, they've got a vegan burger. I go, so what? I can get I've got a vegan burger in my fridge. So I'll probably cook it better than McDonald's do. You should probably come around here. In the drive-thru, does it say chips or fries? I think they say fries. But I don't think the English people... I mean, it's changed now. We've got generations of younger English people that are more exposed to the Americanisms. The one that I really don't like, and you're going, what? Don't be mean, Scott. But no, listen. Can I get... In the UK, it's been taught polite to say, please, may I have. Please comes first, and then may I have. But can I get seems to... I don't know if it's an American thing. It seems to be that it's come from Americanism. Like, there's a lot more straightforward talking in America, isn't there? There's a lot more straightforward talking. The McPlant is not available in Stratford. Well, there you go. I can't even go because I haven't got a car. I was saying, Mom crashed her car. So they took her car away and I gave her my car. It's like, well, not so noble of me. It's not so wonderful, is it? Like, of course, like, she can drive around in my car. She's paying to fill up the petrol. but yeah, so she's got the car, she's off, she's away, and I don't have a car, so I can't go. I could walk to the drive-thru, and that would feel bad, wouldn't it? I would not want to go into the restaurant so much that I would walk through the drive-thru, and they wouldn't have that, would they? They'd say, like, why don't you chuff off, you come in or nothing. Bomb-fried vegan chicken. See, that sounds good. Now we're talking about food too much because it is now my dinner time. My tummy whilst rumble no longer. It must be fed. I've got a sort of spinachy tartlet thing that I cooked yesterday and left in the oven overnight. Not cooking overnight. That would be silly. I turned off the oven, but I ate one of them and I left the other one in there. So it's spinachy, it's got pastry on it, and it's now been exposed to the elements for 24 hours, which makes it extra nice, doesn't it? That's the time you want to most eat it, when the bacteria's had full chance to get a hold. No, it'll be fine. Entertaining a vegan lad said it was the best chicken he's had. Was he talking about the dinner, or was he talking about the capital K? No wonder it's finger looking good. So anyway, I'm going to go and eat. It's not bad. It's if you go in shops, don't think that heated cabinet's any better than my oven overnight. Don't think my oven's fairly clean. My oven's fairly clean. So yeah, do you want gravy with those fries? Look, you be good. You have been good. We've been doing our little shop, haven't we? You have been good. Let's just go to sleep just to make sure we save it there. You have been good. And if you can't be good, what are we going to do? Talking of all this food, if you can't be good, then we're going to batter you and deep fry you, I suppose. That sounds quite aggressive, doesn't it? Batter you to death and deep fry you. No, we're not going to do that. What will we do? You haven't been good, though. You haven't been good, so... If you can't be good, you can't have any chips. If you can't be good, you can't have any chips. I know you like the chips. If you can't be good, you can't have any chips. So you be good, my little pucos, and I'll see you on tomorrow, even, for Mental Health Monday at 8 PM GMT. If you can't be good, you can't have any chips.